Happy Thursday. Hi, Marcus.
What up, dog? Bust down, Pantheonis. We got 7 people in the chat. Somebody tell me who's there. What's going on?
Who is present? Who is currently here? Because today, if you like that recast T'Challa stuff, that's going to be spoken about today.
Yeah.
So it's crazy how much they give us. Like, this should be a dead discussion. This should be like a wait until Black Panther 3. But holy guacamole!
Little do they know, the content farm that just keeps on giving, even though we don't want it to.
I don't want to be here today talking about it, but I will talk about it here.
What up, Junior?
Junior,
what up, Ant-Man? Raptor Cloak. I don't think I've seen that name before. What's going on? Huzzah!
Raptor Cloak, I recognize you. You've been here since day one. You don't recognize Raptor Cloak?
I don't. My bad.
Raptor Cloak, you're day one, aren't you? Like,
my bad, G.
Yeah,
I apologize.
You might. If he's not a day one, he's a year one.
If you a vet, I apologize.
I've been knowing that dude, Lucas Bishop. Now here's a guy who's kind of new that I've seen the name before, but he's not a day one. So he says, shout out to Chillmonger and Marcus. Long live the true king of Wakanda, T'Challa.
Yes, sir.
And when we say T'Challa, that is not a name that is open for interpretation. We're gonna age his son up and call him T'Challa too. Mo Fly is here. He's a day one.
What up, Mo Fly?
Yeah, he wants to make it a call-in show, I bet. Have you guys watched The Long Walk yet? No, have you?
Yes, but not in traditional fashions. It's solid film.
Oh,
solid film.
Competition for Sinners?
No, not that good. It's not that good. There's some problems, but enjoyable for sure. I would go see it in the theater if it's still in the theater next to you. I would go check it out there.
Did you have like a fizzy drink just now? Because you're fighting.
I got hiccups. I've been trying to get rid of them. Just bear with me for a while.
I saw something. It's not going to work on you, but I saw a heel. The teacher was like, "Oh, come to the front of the class and speak." And the kid was nervous, and it healed the hiccups. So I don't know. I would say stand in front of a classroom of people, but that's basically what we're doing now.
Scaring me usually works. Like if somebody was hiding in the corner and they shocked me, that would probably a good jump scare usually does it. I don't want to almost pass out, hold my breath.
But it's funny that it's still happening. I should just make you talk and just
God damn it.
Hello, Andre. Hello, Bucks. Hello, Professor Film. All right. Perfect attendance. That's all the regulars who are in the chat. Thank you guys all for being here. You guys make Thursdays fun. What else makes Thursdays fun is some of these videos. Okay, Dame Dash, all right? If you don't know, then you don't know. Basically, short version is he's a guy who you're holding your breath. I hope it works. The Dame Dash is a guy who believes in ownership, and there's a lot of things I agree with too, but he just takes it a little bit too far. And this skit I saw on Instagram, it's hilarious and it's worth sharing. Let's listen in. There's a fire.
Good job, man. Is that everyone?
No, Chief. There's one more, but he won't let us save it.
What? Why not?
Because I'm a boss. Real bosses save themselves.
Oh, Dame Dash. Okay, then. Save yourself, Mr. Dash.
Hey, yo, didn't I just tell you I'm a boss? Nobody tells me what to do. Nobody tells me to tell them that I'm a boss. I tell myself to tell you I'm a boss. If I'm a boss, I tell myself when to tell you I'm a boss. So you don't tell me to tell you I'm a boss. You don't even tell me when you want to listen to me tell you that I'm a boss. I tell you when to listen to me tell you that I'm a boss. Now you can listen to me tell you I'm a boss.
Oh, okay. Oh, you want to put out the fire, Dame Dash? That's fine. Okay, guys, let him put out the fire. Give him all the hose, guys.
Pause. I'm from Harlem, B. We don't touch another man's hose.
Okay, I'm going to bring in a chopper and drop some water on the building, okay?
You mean like make it rain like I'm a fucking stripper? I'm from Harlem. We don't let nothing rain down on us. We don't even take showers.
Hey, real talk? This whole building is about to go up in flames. Oh, please let us save you.
Yo, I'm the one that decides who gets saved and who doesn't. This is my building. I put up the bread for it. I designed it. I baked the bricks. I started the fire.
Wait, you started the fire? Oh, why, Dame Dash? Why?
I was doing my laundry like a boss. In the bleach container, had a sign on it that said keep away from flames. Don't nobody tell me what to keep away from.
You're from Harlem. Yeah, we know. We get it, all right?
Oh, man.
He's not breathing.
Oh, well, then give him mouth to mouth. Quick.
You stupid. I can't breathe life into another man's mouth. I'm from Harlem.
Word.
I fuck with you. Pause.
Hilarious.
I think that perfectly encapsulated the Breakfast Club moment. It was a bunch of nonsensical like overly masculine bullshit. Some shit that you would expect a 18-year-old to be out here doing. And Dame Dash at his old age of, what did he say, 54?
Well,
Dog.
he sounded a lot smarter before the 10 years ago interview. I was like, okay, that's really significant. Oh, you can't even work for anyone. No.
I think it's a little bit of the Trump effect, bro. I think we were convinced that he was he was something. You know what I mean? Like you can only go broke so many times. And in the way that he tried to explain it away, well, no, you put all your actual money in your family's name. It was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. But see, the thing is that I don't see them. Those individuals that you're talking about, those wealthy individuals, I don't see them constantly getting dragged into court over debts owed.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, usually if the money's right, you handle that before we even get to court because it's cheaper. I don't have to pay legal representation to work me through this. If I have the money to handle it, this man talking about I owed $1 million in child support and paid it. Does that sound like broke? It sounds like stupid. It sounds like dumb. It sounds like nonsensical. You mean you had $1 million and you made somebody take you to court to give it to them about your kids? Again, it's like the brain never got to the point of maturity. It never got to the point of, oh no, I'm a grown ass man now. Some of that shit I was saying was dumb. I should probably leave it alone. Like, I don't personally think I'll ever retire, pause. So maybe me and him will link up like that. That's where we meet, is on pause. I'll never retire it. But like, I think that's it. We diverge on every other point. I can't condone
every other point.
A bunch of nonsense. Yeah. It was a bunch of nonsense. Even the overly gay stuff. It was like, oh, this is gay. You're gay. This is gay. I'm like, hey, yo, man. That sounds like when somebody gay and alert like that, it's a little bit of projection. You know what I'm saying? Why you got gay on the brain that much? Why is everything gay in here? You gay, envy gay. I think y'all gay together. Y'all should just say y'all gay. Like, dog.
Funny thing about this skit that was made from I Am Carl Jones is he says, I did this sketch a while ago. So this isn't even like in response to that recent interview on Breakfast Club.
Because he's been the same person for the last 20 years. He's been the same individual for the last 20 years, which is either hilarious to you or sad. And then no in between.
Rockefeller.
Yeah, man. I seen he did another interview. He was like, I won't even listen to Beyonce's music because I don't want to be attracted to her. He was like, I don't want to see her shake her ass. I don't want to hear her sing. You know, Jay-Z like my brother. Like when I hear individuals saying stuff like that, only thing I hear is, I am out of control. I'm a demon. Yeah. Keep me away from any innocence. You can't trust me. That's the type of shit I hear. Oh, you gotta watch me. You gotta keep me away from this.
I don't understand if you said I don't ever want to be alone in the same room or something like that. There is a level of like respect that I would go, oh, that's commendable. But I'm not gonna listen to her music.
But he can't listen to her music. You can't see her on a screen. You gotta watch folks like that. Like that's a red flag for me. Flag on the play. What are you talking about? But he offers up these kind of tidbits like openly. It's just it's free game. He giving that out for free.
Hey Darius,
what is going on?
How you doing?
What's up, Hirajuku?
Did you see I Show Speeds in Oklahoma?
I did.
Did you touch his hand?
You seen him like in person?
No, I was at the fair the day before.
Oh, okay.
So he was I guess getting a tour of the city. I know they took him to Brahms and some other stuff. If I would have been at the fair with him, I just would have been like, oh, damn, is that I Show Speed? What the fuck is he doing here? Because that was really my reaction seeing him on the little state Instagram page.
With like 6 security guards around him.
He picked a better day. It wasn't as hot. Word. Yeah, he definitely picked a better day. It wasn't as hot.
When's the last famous guy to come to Oklahoma?
I don't know.
And when will be the next? You said you saw LeBron, didn't you? Oh, yeah, actually, never mind. That
I mean,
wasn't.
we do. They do. Oklahoma City does have the current champs of the NBA. So,
Oh, there's a visiting team every single week. Yep.
yeah. But I also don't know who the hell comes in and out of Oklahoma.
There's no Oklahoma International Film Festival or anything?
I don't know, really. I'm not a big let's explore the great state of Oklahoma and all its events type of guy.
Tell me what does the license plates in Oklahoma say?
I don't know. Mine's red.
They don't got a slogan or anything like that?
I know they have one. I know people were upset about it. I don't know what it is.
Well, why are they upset? It's got to do with the Confederate flag or something?
No, they wanted something different.
Okay. There's too many youngins in Oklahoma. That's what Ricardo says. He's from there. The bird.
He is.
No musicians ever come here. Damn. Taylor Swift just flies over you guys?
They do come here, but they go to like the BOK Center. They go to Tulsa, which I will never really understand that, but
we're going to do a lot of chit chat about Black Panther today. T'Challa's non-voice actor. I'm going to have to reassess my position on that trending day thing that I told you about. But before we get into it, there's some other stuff that happened regarding Jimmy Kimmel. It's been a very political, maybe week ever since Charlie Kirk had been professionally assassinated. It's been a very hot, very politically awakening kind of moment. But as Marcus will remind us, if he was here, he would tell us, it also was in 2020 in that summer. And everyone had a black square and everyone was like, yeah, let's do the right thing. Today, there's a whole lot of let's protest and boycott and cancel your Disney Plus.
So what I was
cancel your Hulu account. There's no support in these guys. Even like Tatiana Maslany was posting about wrong view. Tatiana Maslany on her story posted this, which you kind of can't see, but it says to cancel your Disney Plus, your Hulu, your ESPN subscriptions. That's what Tatiana Maslany's message was on her Instagram 9 hours ago. And it's her playing as She-Hulk. So she's like, remember, she doesn't care about like that's being silenced and stuff like that. She actually appears to have integrity. She also has a smaller platform. But like, there's a lot of people saying that. I think Damon Lindelof said the same thing. Damon Lindelof is a screenwriter. He did Watchmen. We remember he did Lost. He's also working on Lanterns right now. Damon Lindelof says, I will not work on Disney anymore until that Jimmy Kimmel thing is rectified. He doesn't want to associate with them. So that's two names who I know of. Maybe there are others who say they don't want to do it. But the Jimmy Kimmel firing it's resonating. And I wonder how long this indefinite suspension will be.
Well, did y'all both already talk about this? I don't know where we're at in the conversation.
No, he just started.
I'm kind of done. I set it up, but I don't have anything more to say. Yeah, boycott.
What boycotting ABC,
Disney, ABC, EFG, all of it.
This thing is deep. It goes deep. I want Darius to go first because I kind of mapped it out a little bit. I got some particulars of where everybody's interest is, in particular Disney and the local network company that they own, Nexstar. Oh my goodness.
Low-key, that's kind of insulting to us. Like, he wants to be last because he knows that
I'll go. It's elongated, so I don't want to.
You shouldn't even go, Darius. You should just let him go. You should just say, no, I've got some dope shit to say, and you go first, Marcus.
All right, bet. I'll go if you want me. If you know what I'm saying. I'm also just talking to you about what Darius wants. So you know.
I'll go really quick because mine's really not that long. We all know I can't stand this administration. I have not hid that. I cannot stand Trump. I have said that this was going to be some of the things that were going to happen. I said this 8 months ago. I was one of the ones ringing the alarm, along with some of the others that voted against this. But we're living in the America that they voted for. We're living in the America that he said that he was going to deliver to his constituents and things like that. Make America great again. It's in the slogan. When was America ever great? I mean, that's a whole nother conversation, but we're living in that. I always bring up Stacey Abrams' 10 steps of autocracy that she so eloquently laid out on the Jimmy Kimmel show. And again, we are living in that. And it's interesting though, regardless, left, right, whatever the fuck, you have the people that are unable to see the hypocrisy in you're screaming free speech for Kirk and getting people fired from their jobs. We got Oklahoma here wanting to give him a day, comparing him to Dr. Martin Luther King. I live in a very red state. You've got people comparing him to one, if saying if he were alive during the time of Jesus walking earth, he would have been one of the 13 disciples. It's a very crazy time that we are living in. I know they think that we are crazy just as much as we think that they are crazy. But when we start to see authority figures like Donald Trump, because people like Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Seth Meyers, The Daily Show, others don't bend the knee to his ideologies, to his narratives, to what they want America to be. If you're not preaching, and if you don't, that's again those 10 steps of autocracy. But if you don't look like them, talk like them, walk like them, have that religion like them, if you aren't that Christian nationalist, if you aren't a proud white man, if you don't belong here, if you don't fit their narrative, they want to silence you. So since Jimmy Kimmel and the rest of them have gone after him for years, now you have him speaking with who's the chairman of the FCC? What's his name? Brendan
Carr. Yes, sir.
You got Brendan Carr making statements like the statements. I'm sure you're going to bring it up. What he say? He said, you know what it is.
Yeah. You can do this the easy way
or you can do it the hard way.
I guess. Go. Yeah, finish up.
I'm sorry. I'm just about done. You can do this the easy way, or you can do this the hard way. You got him making comments like that. You've got, again, after Colbert was taken off the air, you got Trump making the comments he made. Oh, next is Jimmy Fallon. And then we're going to go after the talentless Seth Meyers and the rest of those guys. Why are they going after those people? We've seen people from other countries trying to warn us. Hey, Russia is warning us. Hey, this happened. This is what Putin did. You have people that are trying to warn you 8 months ago. Hey, you think it was bad the first time. It's going to be worse this time. We are living in the America that he wants. We are living in the America that his constituents want. Again, you have the whole thing that's been going on with Kirk being twisted and turned somehow on the black community. Somehow Megyn Kelly says it's Obama's fault because he's slick talking. I'm telling you, it's crazy. The shit is crazy. The fucking shit is crazy. And the last thing I'm saying here, I am a follower of Christ. So for those out there, people saying that, this about Charlie Kirk and him being a 13th disciple, we didn't know, or we don't know the same Jesus. We don't know. There's no way we can know, because the 13th disciple it's insane. We can't know the same Jesus, because the Jesus I know wouldn't stand behind the ideologies and things that Charlie Kirk stood for. I've heard I wasn't a Charlie Kirk follower or anything like that. I didn't know who Charlie Kirk was to a magnitude like that, but I had heard some of the crazy shit he has said. And since his death, I've heard even more things, about the whole throwing, you can't, if you're gay, you can't go to Gaza. They don't have any more roofs to throw you off of, or some of the other just crazy comments that he's made. So when you say that he is akin to Dr. King, or you say that he would have been the 13th disciple, you all sound insane.
They call that rainbow washing. Were you done? Sorry, I thought you were.
Oh, I'm done.
Rainbow washing is like when they act like they care about everything gay, but if you look at Ron DeSantis and the Florida bill, you look at some of their actions here, like they don't give no damn about gay anything. They just are wanting to rainbow wash it. Like that's the name of that tactic, or they like make you not care about Palestinians because of that reason.
Yeah, and free Palestine.
Oh, I second that. Why didn't you third that?
Third.
Okay, better. Mike says
I don't have to affirm my loyalties constantly. You know where I'm at.
You know what though, Marcus? I'm starting to get to a point where Chillmonger should not interact with those channels if you haven't made the stance, or if you don't like. I'm getting there. I feel like it is such a litmus test of, oh, are you morally worth my time or not? Like the same way that the studios can excommunicate somebody for having a Palestinian stance, and I think that I need to also be on that, for just on the opposite side. Are you pro-Palestine, or are you pro the evils of Israel banking, the evils of the Epstein files, which is tied up to that, the evils of everything associated
Nobody's talking
with the
about
genocide?
now.
Well, here's the thing. You can feel completely comfortable in that stance because unless you are a white Christian baby boomer and most likely male, you're probably not on the side of the illegal occupying state in the Middle East. Like they've lost everyone except for the white evangelical males, mostly males in Southern.
And Charlie Kirk was changing his position. He declined an invitation to be with Netanyahu. He was actually going to be somewhere to the side of, I can't justify this genocide. It's going too far. Yeah, Israel.
But I agree with you. What you're saying is not untrue. But at the same time, Charlie Kirk still made it damn clear. I am very pro-Israel. 48 hours before his death, some of his tweets were very pro-Israel.
Not pro-Israel enough, because I believe my theory would be that they had a lot to do with why he's not alive anymore.
He's also.
I still think that
you can't eliminate the white Christian national part of it with Charlie Kirk, and I think that's where the offense in Israel's dominance over our executive branch came in terms of Charlie Kirk. I think he resents the fact that Israel is, for all intents and purposes, running the executive branch right now. I think that is where the offense is. I don't think it's for a genuine concern for loss of life.
No,
I don't think it's about anything other than what he preached for with his platform through his entire run, which was supremacy, right? Anyone who threatened that position was the opposition. And so he made the very easy calculus of seeing who was in charge, who's calling the shots, and they are not me. So I don't like that, right? Like I can get down with the whites that occupy and colonize here on this continent, but if you do it over there, you stay over there and do it over there, is what I suspect was going on there. I feel like most of what I've seen with him, other than the associations, the Prager and stuff like that, he's mostly self-made. So I think the prospect of trying to wrestle him in with a lot of things that they do to these smaller figures or these network folks all come to the trip to Israel and kiss the wall and
50 states want Israel. They just got lawmakers from the left and the right in Israel last week. And they call it 50 states, one Israel, and all of your politicians have sold out. Every state was represented.
It's crazy, and so maybe he stands out in that point, but folks, we can't let them.
Oh, I'm sorry. Keep going.
I was just gonna say.
I thought you were going into your deal.
Yeah. No, I'll do that in a second. I was just saying we can't allow them even posthumously to slide his rhetoric to the middle. Keep reminding people so many people hopped in our comments this weekend talking about, oh, it's out of context. You're saying those things out of context. There is no context.
There's
things he said that would make it, like, give me the context in which some of those things are okay. Don't let them slide his shit to the middle. The man was a supremacist through and through. Right. And if he had any quarrels with Israel, it was more than likely because they threatened his supremacy as a Western white Anglo-Saxon male. Nobody dominates like us over here, type of thing.
Yeah, definitely that. And I want to say this before you go on the Jimmy thing. This is what Jimmy said the day Charlie died. Instead of the angry finger pointing, can we just for one day agree that this is horrible and monstrous to shoot another human? On behalf of my family, we send love to the Kirks and to his children his parents, and innocents who fall victim to senseless gun violence. Now, when it came to why they took him off the air, why everybody's screaming, oh, he disrespected Charlie Kirk, he did this, first of all, he really didn't even go after Charlie Kirk. All he said in his video, because I am a Kimmel watcher, I'm subscribed to Jimmy Kimmel, you know that, Chill, we've talked about that. I like Jimmy Kimmel a lot, especially his opening monologues, and they're great because they go at Trump, and I love that shit. What he said in that, all he said was how he touched on how Trump was grieving Charlie Kirk, and then played a clip. And the clip was an interview, a reporter asking Trump, how do you feel, or how are you holding up since Charlie Kirk's death? I think we're doing really great, but over here,
yeah, we're doing great. We're starting construction, as you can see over there. You see the truck on the new ballroom. It's going to be beautiful.
They've been trying to get it done.
It's going to be so beautiful, bigger and better than anything we've seen before here ever in America.
Not even attacking Kirk. What he as per Kimmel, he was attacking Trump. He was going at how Trump is not grieving, and the fact that the MAGA maggots overlook that part of it. They're like, oh no, because they're somehow going to justify. Well, he's too busy running the country, or he's got this going on where he can't. Everybody grieves different, but you want us to grieve like you though. Last what you were telling us last week. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
So do y'all want to hear how the FCC and Disney and all of that is tied into this? All right. So last thing about Jimmy and directly about him. Oh, the thing that he said about Tyler Robinson, about him being part of the MAGA call, he was one of them, quote unquote, right? Again, don't let them shift the narrative on what we know about that kid. The stuff that was written on the bullet wasn't just anti-fascist rhetoric. It was gamer rhetoric. And some of the stuff, even that they've uncovered from his chats and stuff, leads you to believe that he may be a groiper, which is decidedly right-wing. I'm not really putting a whole lot on these quote unquote text messages that are getting leaked out that sound like ChatGPT. I'm gonna be honest. But in terms of what we got initially about his communications and stuff like that, and what was on the ammunition, that is not, to me, even his association with the roommate is not a dead giveaway to be left wing. I don't think everything's as linear as the way that people like to make it out on television. But in terms of this stuff, so Disney or ABC is Jimmy Kimmel's boss, right? Disney obviously owns ABC. What was going on? The main reason why this had so much pressure, right? When Jimmy Kimmel's words sparked the fire of all the middle America conservatives and whoever else is watching network television at 11 o'clock at night anyways, when it got them upset or really caught the eyes of Brendan Carr, the FCC commissioner, the thing that was really at jeopardy for them is that it's really twofold. Disney has their local stations arm, Nexstar, is trying to acquire their biggest rival in the linear local markets market, Tenga. Disney is trying to acquire, after they just picked up a Hulu, they're trying to acquire Fubo. The reason why that would be a problem is because in both of their respected markets, local TV markets for Nexstar and Tenga, and then sports streaming markets for Fubo, Disney, and Hulu, you currently can't exceed 39% of the market share in any one market, right? You're heading into monopolization. The FCC commissioner, Brendan Carr, earlier this year feigned like he maybe would be, a little bit lenient on that, said that the rule that kept it at 39% is archaic. So you can just see all of our institutions are crumbling. It's just pay to play, basically. Everything's up for sale.
It's also cancel the CBS guy talking shit about Trump, and we'll do what you want.
We'll get there because this is a trend. This is definitely a trend. So both of those deals are basically hinged on whether or not Brendan Carr is going to lift the percentage of market share that you can be and still be under not be a monopoly.
Don't leave, Nicholas Jenkins. This is going to be answered. Don't leave. Please don't leave. Because I saw you say SMH earlier. So please don't leave.
I don't got time for that. Anyways, where were we at? Oh, both of those things were in jeopardy. So, what was it? Last week, Brendan Carr goes on the podcast, says we can do this the easy way, the hard way. It's not just Disney. I think more the local stations, now he's talking to Nexstar, should be, doing more to keep this stuff off the air. And really what he's doing, he's whipping his base. This is not a typical FCC commissioner. It is a Trump appointee. So he's basically a reality star or some shit. I don't know where they found him, but he's using his office and position as a cudgel. He's basically signaling to ABC and Disney and Nexstar, do something about this, or you can say goodbye to those mergers. And we all know the way that Disney gets out of financial trouble, which I believe they may be in this time, is to buy shit. Is to buy more lines of business so that they fail slower. Is basically the calculus there. Acquire more so you die slower. Brendan Carr threatens to halt that for Nexstar and Disney. So then they go and say that he's suspended indefinitely. Jimmy Kimmel is. So this is all tied up basically in moneyed interest. They have the ability to stop they being the executive branch, the presidency, have the ability to stop these deals from happening, which is the viability of the companies. Essentially, they can keep feigning, we're doing great. We're gonna stop reporting quarterly earnings and change it to every 6 months now because it's easier to hide the nonsense that we're doing to convince you we're making money. But I mentioned earlier that this is it's a pattern, right? You mentioned the guy from CBS. CBS is doing the same thing. They're trying to acquire Paramount. Or
Skydance is trying to acquire Paramount.
They're trying to acquire Paramount. And so again, here's the FCC commissioner. And he's like, well, I mean, market caps and this, that, and the third. But we can clear all that up if Colbert's gone.
Yeah.
We can clear all that up if Colbert's gone. Y'all be good to go.
Problems.
The law, monopolies, who gives a shit? Fire the late night guy. Okay, because he hates watching him while he's drinking his Diet Coke, and they really piss him off. That's where we're at.
If I'm fucking Jimmy, if I'm Kimmel, Fallon, if I'm the other guys, the ones who still have their jobs, but he put out the target. What are you waiting on? Just leave now. You guys should have your own late night community of just maybe a 2-hour show where it's not just Jimmy Fallon or just Jimmy Kimmel. It's like all four of them just taking their turns on Trump. Create something brand new that you guys own that will always be anti-president. Like you guys can own your own thing. Don't wait for the hammer to come because it will fall on Jimmy Fallon for some random joke he's gonna make in the next week. Like it's coming.
That deal, by the way, Nexstar to acquire Tanga, worth $6.2 billion.
$6 billion. Jimmy Fallon plays ball. He's gonna be the last one standing. Yeah.
I don't know if Jimmy has that much of a backbone, but here's what's happening in the.
Actually, I know he doesn't have the backbone.
He doesn't have it. He's definitely not there. Kimmel is going to sue Disney, reportedly. He's going to sue them for a boatload of cash. They're going to have to pay him out. Cool. That's how that's going to end. Why are we not suing the FCC?
Why?
If this guy's dumb enough to put it out on the internet, hey, I'm going to strong arm you into programming that's more to my personal political liking, or your deal's over. If he's dumb enough to get on a camera and say that, because again, these aren't people who have been in public service their entire life, who've been politicians their entire life. They were doing what we were doing 4 years ago. The FBI director was exactly where we are right now, tonight, 4 years ago.
Because it's all a circus.
The deputy director was doing what we do on Fox News. Okay? These are not people who are necessarily groomed for the position. So he's dumb enough to go out here and say, do my bidding or else, basically, which anybody could surmise from what he said. And then now that's causing Jimmy Kimmel to lose his job. Apparently, allegedly, I don't have my eyeballs on Jimmy Kimmel's contract. but it's being reported that he had a pretty much an out on content. As long as he didn't say the 7 deadly words that you can't say on network television, he had a free reign to say, especially on political takes. So for them to axe him and then to have this mountain of evidence of why the axing is happening, oh, he's about to get a massive check. Massive check.
Or Disney will capitulate sometime this week and say, you know what, we changed our minds. And really, if that does happen, then it's evidence that these boycotts have worked and canceling ABC has worked.
I don't know. I've never heard of anybody suing. That's a good question, Tank. I don't know if he can, but he should definitely look into it. Like, you can't cut them out of it. And also, go ahead.
Well, so they had those Disney execs, the ABC and Disney execs that knew about it, I guess, some days prior, and then were going up against it. Well,
them and Nexstar had an emergency meeting.
Yeah.
Both of the executives from both of those companies had an emergency meeting to talk about it. Nobody really felt like he said anything wrong.
But they still built the knee because of scared of the
because they scared. Yeah, they wanted to bend over instead of getting beat up. I would much rather get beat up.
Yeah, for sure. Sure. And now he's going after The View. That's just been reported. He is now going after the ladies of The View. So I guess they're next.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
And I'm just it's just the going after the free speech thing.
Yeah. He's
that's
turning it into state-run media is what he's aiming for. And I think the more layers you add onto this legally, the more it comes to some sort of agreement between the aggrieved parties. Right? If he ends up suing, if he can somehow sue the FCC and sue Disney, or if Jimmy sues Disney and Disney sues the FCC for, coercion, extortion. What are we doing here? If that's even possible. I don't know if you can sue a department of the government. Who knows?
Don't know.
You can sue the police. You can sue anyone.
Some places you can sue the police department.
I do. I'm about to send something to you here quickly.
I think it's all a distraction. I think that the Epstein files were silenced, or they all voted against it. The day Charlie Kirk died, they all voted in the House. And the day Charlie Kirk had passed, who was it? Lauren Boebert. She introduced a BDS, you can't boycott Israel bill, into whatever they were passing on that day, and it got minimal attention. And
also in the House. I don't want to
gets canceled all the same time that the United Nations recognizes after 700 days that what's happening in Palestine is classified as a genocide. It meets the 4 criterias of genocide, and we're all talking about Jimmy Kimmel instead of talking about Israel. Epstein, Kash Patel was taking or answering questions, getting asked, "Hey, is Donald Trump on the Epstein files?" And Kash Patel, the FBI director, did not answer the question. He was like, "Oh, so what you're doing is you're gonna wait." No, the guy was like, the politician was asking, "So, was Donald Trump in the Epstein files?" And he asked 10 different times, and he kept not answering the question and dancing around it, doing word salad. That's the distraction. I feel we're too busy talking about Jimmy Kimmel and everything, where I think the headquarters of evil, which is that rogue state next to Egypt, the headquarters of evil are taking advantage of all this. And again, my theory is they're involved.
Oh, I completely agree with you there too. It's all a distraction.
And it could be. It very, very well could be, because their intelligence arm are experts at such activities. But what I was going to say is, I think that I don't want to, because that in itself could be bait, right? Like, do we legitimately think that in a country where, again, the right to free speech is ingrained in our Constitution, that law, even if it gets passed, it still has to go through the Senate. But even if it got passed, would it stand? I think sometimes we forget in the midst of administrations that the other side is going to get another crack. I think the thing that makes this a little bit more dire is that we're not sure if this guy's going to leave. And that's the kind of thing that makes you a little bit nervous. Usually when I look at legislations like this, I think it's for a reason. It's trying to fit a moment. They're trying to garner favor from a certain crowd. but is it actually going to make it through the legislative digestive system? And then if it does, how long does it even stand before the next regime just throws it all away? How many Biden initiatives did we not agree with that got railroaded out the day that Trump got in office? Right. So that is kind of a continuous cycle. The thing that makes that kind of treacherous is that will he actually leave? But you make a good point about paying attention to all the other things that are going on, Epstein files, illegal occupying
messages.
That they do have a petition that's going on right now. They're, I think, like one senator away from having enough to subpoena the records themselves in the Senate. I think Jasmine Crockett is leading that effort right now. So that's
not being sponsored by AIPAC. Jasmine Crockett is one of the, is it even 10%? 10% of the Congress members who are not AIPAC certified. AIPAC is like the American Israeli lobbyists who are not a foreign. They're not registered as a foreign lobby either. So I'm saying that, yeah, Israel's probably the one writing those text messages, trying to make it left versus right. Their English is not their first language, which is why those text messages read the way that they read.
Yeah,
it's very easy to just point my finger there and go, this left versus right battle that's happening online is orchestrated by them, so that you're not thinking about literally them.
It's all connected, though. I think the reason why people are activated about Jimmy Kimmel is the same reason why the Epstein story won't go away. As much as they provide distractions for it, or as much as distractions happen to take your attention away from it more momentarily, we always end up back on it. That same congressional hearing that Kash Patel was in, where he was talking about Trump and the Epstein files, one of the clips that I saw that went viral was him being asked about who the women were trafficked to, and the man had to, I'm sure he found some kind of legal mumbo jumbo to say that he didn't actually incriminate himself. But as far as we can see with our own eyeballs, knowing that this man was convicted for being a child, not just a child trafficker, but a rapist and a molester as well as Ghislaine Maxwell, it is an impossibility for you to have thousands of victims for one person and be a trafficker. I can't traffic to myself. That doesn't even make sense. The idea of trafficking means I'm moving the bodies. It means I'm taking them to a destination for money, taking them to a person for money. That is what constitutes trafficking. I cannot traffic to myself. But the man got up there and said, essentially, that there's no credible evidence that anyone else is involved. I would sure like to talk to those victims who are putting their list together. Because how was he convicted in the first place without credible evidence of the crimes?
What Marcus is not saying, what I haven't said yet, is this part, is that trafficking, that all that stuff, that system that Epstein's kind of in charge of, is put in place to blackmail politicians, blackmail big famous figures, and say, here, do the bidding of Israel, and if you don't, we've got these photos that don't look so good, or we've got these things that we're going to use against you, so you better act right. So preserving that blackmail is important to that rogue nation.
It probably happens on all those trips that they want the influencers to go on. Them trips probably go crazy. They probably doing all kind of wild shit that they didn't even remember. And then they get the pictures in the mail and they're like, so AIPAC's great. And there is no genocide.
Speaking of an Israeli, here's Kevin Davis saying that people don't want to hear politics at late night show. Jimmy Kimmel deserves some of this blame. All right. Appreciate you.
I don't know if I agree with that, though.
I never agree with anything Kevin Davis says.
No, I mean, it's an astute point. It does come from someone out in America.
I wouldn't say that's an astute point. People, Jimmy Kimmel, he literally posts his opening monologues, and he has over 200 million subscribers on YouTube. That opening monologue is politically driven. The entire monologue.
What I was about to say is that what late night host that was great didn't dab into politics? Jay Leno, Larry King, like who didn't?
They all did. Even Arsenio Hall
politics. Did. Yeah, so it's kind of a weird critique. In particular, now we're in a different time though, and I do think similarly how people talk about sports. Well, I don't want politics in sports. Okay, sometimes you do need an escapism. But then it's like, well, when is sports ever not been political? Like you start talking about the fucking fighter jets shooting all over it turns into a military damn display on opening Sunday for NFL. So like, when has it never been political in general? You know, you start thinking about all of the things that are already politicized. So then you come to the conclusion and it's like, well, no, I just mean your politics. And so that's the crux of it all. Like, I just mean the politics that I want to be, you know, politicized, but not the other ones.
Right. Before we get off this,
David Letterman, not Larry King. Well, I guess Larry King was late night too.
To go back up here to this question here that asked, let me see, did I listen to those clips or did I watch it in its long form? I've answered this before. I've seen something in the I've seen one of those clips in its longer form, but I don't need to see the long form of these clips to have my to have the context broken down to me. When I get asked this question, I feel as if you are now insulting my intelligence while I'm questioning yours.
Yep.
You're asking me, you're telling me that I'm taking this out of context. Now, I just want to hold my hand here. Black people were better off during segregation back in the 1940s, suggesting that myself, Marcus, Jill, and maybe some others watching, black folks watching, were better off during lynchings, during fear mongering, during the KKK burning crosses out in front yards, during a time where kids could get yanked out of their beds, mutilated, sent back home in boxes, unrecognizable to their mothers. That my people, we, were better off during that time. So I want you to tell me, what the fuck am I taking out of context in that? And how dare you insult my intelligence by telling me that I'm taking that out of context? Nothing being taken out of context.
I got some more. I want one too. So he also said that black women don't have the mental capacity or brain power, to lead or to be in executive positions. He also said that the Civil Rights Act, while everybody is ironically calling this man a civil rights activist, he said the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was a mistake. Was a mistake.
People
the
like
civil
Ben
rights
Carson.
activist who doesn't believe in civil rights. What is out of context? Give me the context so I can make it make sense. I'll pretend I'm a fourth grader. I'll play dumb. Give me the context. I want to hear it.
Saying people like Ben Carson are much more deserving of a holiday.
Ben Carson and Thomas Sowell.
Saying that, oh, so now black people just have this summer holiday that they can just vacation and what I'm mixing it up. I'm not, it's not verbatim here.
That was basically it. He was just mad that Juneteenth was a national thing. Now,
so, am I taking out of
context? Already been a thing that we were just quietly celebrating to ourselves. They got it in their head that they were giving us some sort of acknowledgement or reparation or some sort of something by making it a national holiday, right? And this nigga act like they just invented it, like it just got created. They don't even take the time. You're telling me to take the time to find out the context of a racist so I can understand his viewpoint. He doesn't take the time to even see how long people have been celebrating Juneteenth before he complains about its inception. He doesn't know when it got incepted, but he's just mad that it happened. Does that sound like racism to you? Because I mean, just mad at an existence. Doesn't that sound like racism to you? Or no? We need more context. We probably it's the context that's missing. That's what we need.
That's why I didn't understand the friendship with Candace Owens.
She was useful. Yeah. She was useful. If you're going to be that way, if you're going to have those type of talking points, you have to have some minorities around you because it validates you. No, I'm not racist. Do you see this black next to me? How could I be racist?
And this whole thing, I'm so sick of everybody outside of our community speaking on our community.
Oh, I gotta show you one.
How this whole thing has come back to the black community is still beyond me. I'm still trying to. I'm literally the bitch with the geometry on the face. I'm trying to figure out how the fuck this came back to the black community.
Yeah,
you got people screaming, "White men fight back." You got
I'm like, bro, it was a white dude.
it was a white
He
dude
got
that shot him.
in Utah.
It was
There is
Israel
no-
also. It was
Fam,
Israel.
I don't
You
think
got
that there's
you got people these colleges, especially in Texas right now. I've only been seeing the ones in Texas State University, holding these white boys holding these signs talking about he's our MLK, he's our this, he's our that, arguing with other black folks that are going up to them saying that, well, really what you guys are missing is statistically this starts at home. Truth is truth. You guys, 70% of the black males or fathers are not in the household. But see, again, that's a totally deeper, different conversation. If you really want to dive into the black or fathers not being in households and things like that, that comes back to y'all. But hey,
it's also long debunked stats.
Yeah, like, and I'm sick of the black on black crime that they like to throw it to. Also,
yeah, he was presenting data in a way that people would digest it and hear it like, oh, black people are criminals. The 1350 thing, we're 13% of the population, but we're 50% of the crime, leaving out the fact that 50% is based off of arrest. The statistic that he is using intrinsically proves racism in the system, but the way that he presents it is as if 1 + 1 = 3. Y'all see? You see? Look, I wrote it down on paper. Look.
You may not have physically came at our intelligence, but by you asking me, did I watch it in its entirety, or did I just watch the clips to surmise to come up with the conclusion that I came up with? You are insulting my intelligence by telling a black person or a brown person that they are taking racism out of context. There is no different context, no matter how you look at it, no matter how you spin it. There's no different context.
My intelligence is not insulted. Can you just give me the context to some of the stuff we said? I want to hear the explanation from the seemingly black Charlie Kirk fan. I want to hear the context that makes some of those things, make sense to me. Make it make sense. No,
what's going on with the lips? What's going on with the lips in the picture there?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I want him to say what it is, the context in. And also, we should move on from this. We got a lot of movie stuff to talk about.
That's true, too. I'm not about to sit here and go back and forth again on the context of a racist, a white supremacist, a misogynist. All the things that he is, I'm not going to sit and go back and forth with you on the clips.
No, but that's what they do, though. They try to fish for that, and then they go, "Look at this content creator. Let's dox him."
You want to compare him to you want to make him the 13th disciple? That's on you, brother. We know two completely different Jesuses. You want to compare him to the civil rights movement leader Martin Luther King Jr.? You do that, brother. We know two different Martins. You have your narrative. I have mine.
Here's a narrative that I saw earlier today. It's worth sharing. You'll laugh.
Dave Chappelle, to the front of the class, boys. Okay, you guys have spent the last decade of your respective careers speaking out against cancel culture because college campuses wouldn't allow you to speak hate speech on stage for money anymore without critiquing that to some degree. But now what you were scared of is happening. What you were scared of, right? Which is that cancel culture would lead to limitations on free speech for comedians specifically. And Jimmy Kimmel literally didn't even offer that much of a comedic reflection on what's going on with Charlie Kirk. He literally said, this is what happened to Charlie Kirk. This is how this administration responded to it. That's what's going on. Isn't that something?
Wait till she gets to Chappelle.
So Trump's administration threatened ABC, and ABC immediately turned around and fired Jimmy Kimmel without even a conversation. So this is your time. This is what you have been taking up the mantle for the last decade and a half. So you need to come out now. You need to come out with the full weight of your privilege and your platform and your industry expertise and the full weight of your comedic talent and your brains as writers and as performers to stand up for Jimmy Kimmel. Otherwise, you make the woke libs on college campuses correct about you.
Oh my God.
Because she used the word woke too.
No, I have a problem.
I just want it to be hateful on.
I get where she's going, but she's all over the place. First of all, we're making Dave Chappelle and Jerry Seinfeld synonymous with each other. Are you out of your mind? Dave Chappelle called DJ Khaled the world's fattest Palestinian. He's the only person in Hollywood who will publicly call out that man for not standing up for his people. Jerry Seinfeld is a fucking Zionist, a monster,
Yeah, so morally,
An awful
Dave Chappelle
person.
and Jerry
There is
Seinfeld.
no
But just to,
comparison there at all.
I get
Also,
it.
hold on. Let me push back some more for Dave Chappelle. Right? She talks about Dave Chappelle's privilege and how they wouldn't allow him to say hate speech on campuses. First of all, I have never heard Dave Chappelle be anti-cancel culture. I've never heard that.
Yeah.
I've also never heard him doing hate speech. Right? Like, I don't know where the fuck that came from, but it's funny because she feels for Jimmy Kimmel, who didn't do anything that bad in his monologue. He did do blackface about 15 years ago. I guess we'll all just throw that out the window because now he's an angel because he got fired. But Dave Chappelle is the one who gets your vitriol, and you got to put him next to fucking Jerry Seinfeld?
It's crazy. It's also like you're on the clock, Dave Chappelle. What the fuck? When
The fuck
like,
is Steve talking about?
Like he's quiet. Like he has like an active Twitter person. Tweets often. Like he's always in front of a camera, and he's been ducking the media like that. How the nerve to be like, yo, Dave Chappelle, I'm calling out your privilege. Oh my god,
what are you talking about?
And I remember during the George Floyd summer of 2020, he did like a stand-up thing in Ohio. It was outdoors, but he did it. It didn't come 24 hours after the incident, but he eventually did it. To pretend like Dave Chappelle, you can only pretend Dave Chappelle is being quiet now. And like Jimmy Kimmel just got his show canceled, and only now can you pretend, what, you're hiding, you haven't done anything yet. Yeah, he hasn't done anything yet. He's probably thinking of something he will do. And there's no reason or suggestion that there's no reasonably suggestion that he's going to take the stance of the industry and cancel culture.
Like, man, since when? Dave Chappelle? Like, you just pulled that out of your butt.
And then
she was like, I need another big name. Let me get somebody.
For her, yeah, misplaced finger pointing. For her to say the woke libs on the campus, you are doing the bidding of white supremacy and everyone who wants to co-opt woke by using the word woke in their way to a fucking black woke comedian. It's so backwards. But yeah, like when Darius was saying white people need to mind their own business and just stop trying to do that.
Stop telling me what to do, lady. Go and you be activated politically. Stop telling black people where they supposed to be at, what they supposed to be doing. Mind your own business. I stole it from Joey Swole because he was defending Hulk Hogan.
I think something too, last thing I'm saying on it for real, that's been telling about this whole thing also, well, not really telling, I mean, it happens all the time, is that, now freedom of speech is everybody's opening their mouths. We're hearing from, all these rich white folks, from white folks in general. But when freedom of speech was being taken away from immigrants, when freedom of speech was being taken away from other people, everybody was silent. Not saying not everybody. We have, of course, there are people that were saying things, but this is not a, people were like, I've seen people saying, well, now what? Now what do? We don't have to do anything. This is now that it's affecting cis white men. Now it's going to cause you don't have to do anything. He's going to get back on you don't have to do anything. You don't do anything. It's affecting them now.
Going back on the air.
I don't know if he's going to go back on the air with that for sure, but he's something. It's affecting cis white men now that it's affecting their space. It's affecting how how their world revolves.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, hey, this is a problem. Speech the First Amendment is getting taken away here in our space.
I think he gets paid. I don't think he goes back on air because that would require somebody to be strong enough to stand up. And I just watched Bob Iger grab his ankles faster than any CEO should. So I don't think anybody's going to stand up to him. I think they're going to keep leveraging these bad deals, by the way, too. These are awful deals for us as consumers. Like the fact that Disney can lose as much money as they have over the last 5 years, continuously bad quarter after bad quarter after bad quarter, subscriber loss after subscriber loss, right? Then get something done to their favor where they don't have to report their losses as much. And then they just get to go out and buy something that's dominating the American media market even further. But we'll get past it because we asked Jimmy fucking Kimmel. Like, there's no other version of fail up that's greater than that. Just burn through millions, spend irresponsibly, put out subpar content, But all it took us was to fire a dwindling, show host, late night show host, and we got the stimulus package.
Word.
He's mad about Jimmy Kimmel because I called him a dwindling late night host.
Oh no, not that.
Oh,
not
I
that,
thought
not
you was
that.
mad.
Raymond knows what it is. It's the. Okay, last thing. I'm serious because we really do need to move to other topics here. I'm Nicholas. I saw your other comment where you said you just wanted to have the conversation. I hear to go back and forth, but when you make statements like this, oh well, he wasn't talking about all black people. He was just talking about Joy Reid, Ketanji Brown, Ketanji Brown Jackson, Sheila Jackson Lee, Michelle Obama. Okay, Michelle Obama, Harvard. Sheila Lee Jackson, Yale.
You are naming
Reid,
some of the most
Harvard.
successful black women you possibly could, and say that they're unintelligent. Like I hate Joanne Reed's political views.
Nicholas got a point. They're not smart.
Fucking with Ketanji Brown, all like that.
But
call them unintelligent.
And like he said, I don't agree with him, but he was talking about 4 women. But it's not the point of he was just talking about 4 women. That's how he. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like oh, he talks about 4 women that way, so he's only talking about them. He's not talking about all black women. If he's thinking about black women in that way, he thinks about them all that way. I'm not gonna sit and pretend that he was just talking about 4 Harvard educated women. If he thinks that about those women, damn, what does he think about the ones that aren't college educated?
Like the fact that he would shoot so high for that level of disrespect kind of lets you know what he thinks. Anyways, what's next? Mandu Grogu, No T'Challa, Batman 2. What we got on the docket?
Yeah, don't start with T'Challa. Keep the people here.
Okay.
I was thinking the same thing.
Cool. Let's have some crazy deja vu.
You guys thought you could get some T'Challa? Huh? Nah, bro.
When that happens, I feel like a future, like a psychic when that happens to me.
So,
Dwayne Colby, you still owe me $1, fella. I got it written down.
Colin Farrell calls the script for the Batman 2 unbelievable. It's so good. God, Matt Reeves, it's so good. It really is. It's extraordinary. That's coming from the Penguin actor.
I'm glad it's good. We can talk about how that may cause them some troubles down the line here in a little bit, but we'll stay positive here for a second. One thing that I didn't like about some of the stuff that's coming out about the Batman 2 is that he didn't include Christina Miliani. Is that her name? The chick who's the Falcone's daughter. Like how after you see how she was received in the Penguin series, Falcone is obviously still going to play a role in even posthumously in this the series going forward. Selena Kyle, another offshoot daughter of Falcone. Like, come on, man, make it work. Make it work. I understand there's you don't want to go the complete Marvel route of not having a finished script before you start production and stuff like that. So it's probably set in stone, but you got to leave room to pivot for stuff like that, man, because that kind of stuff will send you over the top, especially when the crowd feels like you're giving them you're throwing them a bone. Like, all right, they heard us, they watched us go crazy over her in the Penguin series, and then they made changes to include her in the story going forward. I don't think it's a good idea to ignore things like that.
Batman's villain is going to be the most speculated topic on the movie for the next 2 years. Absolutely. And he actually said so, the director, Matt Reeves. He was talking about how we got to keep that stuff under wraps. And that is a key part. It's a mystery movie. All of that needs to be silent. So it's not the same thing as Spider-Man Brand New Day, where they're trying to withhold who the villain is. This actually is more important than that.
Yep. Why is it more important?
Because of the nature of the movie. Spider-Man's a superhero movie. This one's a mystery.
Good luck with keeping it a secret. It's not a secret. It's hush. It's not a secret. It's either hush, the Court of Owls, which I really don't think it's the Court of Owls, although that is what the
They
Pattinson
better not.
himself
They
talked
better
about it.
not, because how the fuck you gonna have two Batmans, both messing around with the Court of Owls and Damian Wayne, and like they both got Robins.
So
Come
I
on,
would
man.
think right. So I would think Court of Owls has to be out. So either that realistic Mr. Freeze route or Hush, and Hush was teased in the first one.
But that doubt is exactly what's useful. We don't know who it'll be.
Yeah, for sure.
I just
sure.
don't think he's going to be able to keep. I mean, up to the general public, yes. Okay, yes, to the general public, yeah. I'll be able to keep that a secret. To those spaces of leaker culture, it'll be out there.
Someone that has never been shown in the movies, so that leaves 90% of the Rogues Gallery. Hush is relatively new.
But Hush was teased in that. But also Reeves himself is, well, actually, I don't know if Reeves himself, that might be coming from Scoopers too, from back in the day, about the Mr. Freeze thing, the realistic take on Mr. Freeze, kind of like we had the realistic take on the Riddler.
I like that shit. I like it. Like turn Dr. Freeze into a serial killer who somehow found a way to freeze his wife and keep her alive in the basement or some shit like that. Like just go full Hannibal Lecter. That's what I want to see.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
I really wanted Batman versus Deathstroke. So the script was good. That's good. Are they getting a new director so they'll have an actual good director?
Oh, wow. Tell me how you really feel, Mike. Tell me how you really feel.
So
I think they're still playing a dangerous game, though. I mean, Clayface is still currently filming, and the more and more days that shooting, we're seeing more and more about the Batman in the DC universe. Wayne Community Center has been spotted on set. We've seen more things alluding to Batman on set. We've seen just all these just things of what Gotham is going to look like in the DCU. So when does Clayface comes out? What, next year? Next October?
God, why is that movie still fucking coming out, bro?
That's
Like,
next. So you're getting two different Gothams in the same year, because 2026 is also when we're supposed to be getting Batman 2 as well, right?
So hold on, Clayface is not a Reeves project?
No.
That's
Gunn liked the project so much he said this would be better in the DCU.
Yeah, but I thought that was Reeves' thing. So now he's doing it. Okay, damn it. I'm really confused about, now that we've talked, positively, and we've theorized a bit. I'm really fucking confused because I don't know how you're going to do this. And continue to go on too, like actively tell two Batman stories. At that point, continuity isn't going to matter. It's going to be which one do people prefer, or do they even support one to the degree that they would usually support one, because there's two. If I can just wait until the spring to see the new Batman movie, if I don't particularly care for the lead actor, or maybe my pockets ain't right now, we'll go see Batman later on the summer. I don't know.
What do you think they do, though? I think they do you think that and I'm asking audience as well this question. Do you think that Clayface comes out 2026, does Batman come out 2026, or is that 2027?
7.
When is Man of Tomorrow?
7.
Okay,
Man of Tomorrow was also 7.
Okay, so that's what I was trying to. Okay, so Clayface 2026. The rumor currently is the Bats is supposed to show up. And if that is our first look at the DCU Batman, I guess it's a whole year away from the 2027 Batman 2. So I guess it doesn't really eclipse Pattinson's Batman news or whatever is doing in the second one. But you're still going to you're going to see the DCU Batman possibly before you see Pattinson's Batman, so you'll still have the two Batman going at the same time at that point.
Glimmercast, where did you get this quote from?
He's quoted as the Batman in the DCU is really up to Jane to say we are still right where we've. Oh, he said it in this should be in one of these videos here.
Really?
In where the story goes.
Fair enough. You got to follow the story.
Of course, yeah.
When I talked to James a couple months ago and I asked him what directors he wants to make films in the DCU, he actually mentioned you, because you haven't made your DCU film.
True.
Have you guys talked about, you're going to be busy with Batman for a couple of years, but do you have ideas of a DCU character potentially to do down the line?
I mean, we haven't talked about anything like that. We have had conversations about how things would work and all that kind of stuff just in general.
Yes.
And so of course, it would be a lot of fun. I mean, what I really want to do is I want to play out these stories that we began and make that sort of arrive at the conclusion that I had hoped that we would arrive at from the beginning. But it's very exciting. First of all, I'm very flattered. I mean, that's really kind of James to say, and it would be really exciting to work with them, of course. I mean, and we're working with them on this. I mean, it's a DC, so like it's Elseworld, but it's DC, so it's theirs as well. So, but it's what the future brings and what I am doing will be clear when it comes.
Okay. And last thing for you, I mean,
Matt Reeves is not a liar, and he just called it Elseworlds. That puts an end to that.
I also, well, I wasn't really into the jerk off fest, but he did say something in there that I don't know if he really meant to reveal that, but I think I found the crux of why it doesn't fit right now. It's because I don't think it's necessarily because Reeves doesn't want to be in the DCU. I think he wants to finish his story. I think he wants to finish the pathway that he started in Batman 1 and conclude it, and then we'll talk after. But your boy is like, hey, I just convinced everybody that $650 million is okay for a Superman film. And I have to get this thing going. We got to start making some money. So either play ball or make him my own Batman. And I think that's how that went. It sounds like he's amenable. He just wants to do his thing first. James ain't got that type of time. So maybe that's where the bumping of heads is coming. That was more information that we've gotten, especially from the sources, on what the headache is in terms of putting these things together. Thanks for that, Glimmercast.
For sure. $615 million for Superman. Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. Not terrible. Let's just say underperforming.
I was going to say not expected. Yeah, not expected.
Mid. We'll say mid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's the Matt Reeves story, right? Is there any more Matt Reeves to touch on? Is there another interview you sent?
No, I think that was the two of them, or the only one.
Matt Reeves is going to finish his story. He got his contract to sign for the sequel before David Zaslav hired James Gunn and Peter Safran to head the DC studios. So he's Teflon.
Yeah, he'll finish it.
He's contractually obligated to finish it, and there's nothing James Gunn can do about it. They can talk about, hey, can we squeeze in the canon to my movie? But he's, nope. I signed a deal for a sequel. And
yeah, but I think he again, this like the point that we were making about Miliani, right? Like that feels like a misstep. I don't know if it's going to kill the movie, but it feels like a misstep. It feels like an easy opportunity to pay service to the fans and bolster the excitement for what's coming up. If he is similarly, kind of standoffish about meshing the worlds, maybe he'll miss an opportunity. What if Lanterns pops up and John Stewart or Guy Gardner travel into Gotham for some reason? Like, it's you don't want to leave that stuff on the cutting table. That's a problem that we have with the MCU now, is that they're very lazy about the continuity. I don't want him to get in a place where it's like, I only can worry about my thing and I can't open up any space to make this thing make sense overall. Because I'm telling you, two Batmans is feeling more and more like a disaster. Like it's undoable. We just tried to do one Superman, and what did we just define it as? Mid. So you think that you're capable enough to do two Batman franchises at the same damn time? I don't believe it.
He tweeted that he's or maybe this was on Threads. He's completed a new draft of Man of Tomorrow.
What is it? Say it again?
He said he completed a new draft of Man of Tomorrow. I think this was on Threads. He said, okay, I'm really sorry I didn't get to do a way party this week, but I was crushed finishing a new draft and then traveling, but it will be back. I'll be back next week, blah, 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 blah. That's not important. Somebody said, new draft for what? He said, Man of Tomorrow.
Damn, Paramount about to buy WB? All these acquisitions, man.
Yeah.
Said. That would be that gun could be out.
Simultaneous erections of the Snyder Bros is nuts. Restore the Snyderverse actually gets a breath. Man, that would be something after all of that.
Yeah, to answer Kyle's question, I did see. Well, I didn't see Creature Commandos, but I know that that's the build they're going for with Batman.
Any ideas of who it's going to be?
It's right now. I thought it's that. What's that dude's name? Brandon Skinnard.
You think that's him? You think it's actually him?
I think so. I think he's got it.
The Instagram follows. That's a telltale sign.
Yeah.
He looks young, man. He looks young, and I'm struggling to see him as a father. This shouldn't really be a problem because we shouldn't be starting in movie 1 as a dad, Bruce Wayne. Like, we've skipped so much life to get there. But the build is there. I think he's obviously dedicated to the role because he changed his body. That was one of the big knocks I had against Pattinson, is that he absolutely refused to bulk up. This guy is committed to being the quintessential Bruce Wayne Batman figure. So, I mean, if he's got it, I'm down with that. I don't know where it's going to go while the already established and popular and propagating Batman is still going on. Like, there's rumors about him having a third movie. How, Sway? How? You mean this is not just a one and done? He's going to be able to keep making these? Something's got to give. Something's got to give.
Yeah, I don't know that he's going to get that third one. I think he might have to. Because
it depends on how popular Batman 2 is. If Batman 2 slows it out the water, they can't. You can't ignore it. They're again getting middling reviews on the best IP they have, or middling return, excuse me, on the best IP they have. So if Pattinson go out there and he posts the 800 ball, guess who's getting a Batman 3?
Yeah,
that's just business.
Yep.
Zaslav is in charge.
That's true.
Speaking of getting a 3, how about Daredevil Born Again? IGN reports that they're officially greenlit for season 3. Shooting starts next year.
They on bullshit. How?
We don't even have.
I said that is so confusing.
How? What?
What the fuck? This reminds me of when Alex Cross on Prime. They filmed season 1. They loved it so much. They said, let's film a season 2. Even before season 1 hit air, they already had filmed a season 2.
This is even worse.
I don't know that you can compare this to that.
We haven't gotten numbers yet.
They have the numbers for season 1. That was disastrous.
Yeah, that too. The Daredevil didn't even chart. Like, there was less people watching Daredevil than there was watching Ironheart. But
is Daredevil not charting what you point at to say that it did disastrous?
No, not all of it. It is part of it. It is part of it.
Okay, I would remind you that it was an episodic weekly with like 30 minutes of watch time.
Okay, so let's throw another one in there. No one talked about it.
All I'm saying is, yes, the combination of the low ratings and then the reception, how people talked about it, reviewers, people online. It's a combination. It's not just the Nelson numbers. I've already told you why that shit is skewed anyways. But in general, for a project that hasn't even premiered its season 2 to be greenlighting a season 3 after not charting in season 1 feels like what? Again, how? For what data do you have to suggest that that's the good move?
I hate to repeat myself, but saying a show didn't chart isn't meaningful enough when it's being on the chart. When we compare it to other shows, like look at Netflix had Wednesday with, it says 12 episodes, but the 4 new episodes from this season are the majority of why there is 1,000 or 1,000 million minutes of watch times, 1,000 million minutes.
That
you
is
get it?
fine.
Like, then there's this movie K-pop Demon Hunters, which was a 2-hour of watch time to watch, and it got 930. And then we're gonna compare Daredevil, which released 1 episode a week, to some of the competition, I don't think we can. It's not apples
I
to
was the
apples.
one, even before
still
you start
disagree with
seeing
that.
the precipitous drop in the back half of those numbers, even before you start noticing that, I was the one that told you that these streaming numbers was funny money anyways.
Pull up
What I am
Loki's
saying
numbers from 2021.
One
You
second.
work on that while
Yeah, while he's talking, pull that up while he's talking.
the reason why I feel like it's relevant is because it's part of the entire attitude around Daredevil. They didn't just approve the next season, they approved the season after that. And people haven't even shown an improvement on reception or viewership. You couldn't have possibly, because the second season isn't out. So I'm asking, what
Yeah.
are we basing that off of?
I have an answer. Brad Winderbaum's in charge. He's looking at everything he's got. He said, I can make a TV show about Hawkeye again. Oh, you know what? The best we got is Daredevil. The best we can do. What am I going to do? Another season of Secret Invasion Part 2? Like, what am I? She-Hulk getting another season? No, Daredevil it is. Let's do a third season. That's how I see that conversation going, or the thought process. Another Nova? I don't know. Maybe we should tie that in with Guardians, so we'll do it next year. But we can renew Wonder Man for a second season. We can do another Agatha. Daredevil
They
will
have
probably
an
get more views.
unlimited amount of options to go through. That is. I understand where
All
you're going
right,
with it, but
name
that's
some
a
options.
tremendously lazy excuse.
Name some options that would have been better than a Daredevil, because he's got the job. Brad Winderbaum, make TV content for Disney Plus in year 2027 and 6. What would he do that's better than this?
So we got mutants coming out, right?
Either.
we have mutants coming, right? Is
Hey,
that not a
you
good time to
answered.
maybe
That's
start?
a great answer. Absolutely.
I'm just saying. Don't we got mutants coming in here? There's a million of them. Go out and pick one. I just
I would, man. I can't speak for these guys, but he had to have asked, right? Give me a mutant thing.
so
And maybe they're saying
Spider-
the movie comes out in 2028, so we'll do it in 28. Academy X.
when is Spider-Man coming out? 2026?
Yeah.
A Hulk series? Maybe a special presentation so that it makes sense for him to be engaged with Spider-Man in New York and it's not random.
That's another great answer. Better than Daredevil Born Again.
I mean, like, again, what was the calculus? I understand why we're not picking all that other stuff. I'm trying to figure out why we landed on this one.
A Ms. Marvel season might do well. I think generally people are receptive to that character. And if they do another kind of just like season 1, maybe a little bit more serious.
That'll do well either.
Oh, she'll be in the mutant show. Don't worry, because she's a mutant now.
Yeah, I was about to say she'll definitely be in the mutant show. That's what I was making my face about. I was like, she's gonna be seen, but not in her show.
What am I looking up? Darius, you said
2021 something.
Loki's numbers.
Here you go.
Oh, I don't know how to do that on Nielsen. I'm not familiar with this, like,
Can you search a
streaming
show
stuff.
specifically?
All I do is wait until they tell us what happened a month ago, which is August 18th to August 24th. I'm sure Loki did better though. Back in those days, there was a lot of hype and enthusiasm.
Well, I think that's the point I was kind of getting at. You know, you were making it out. You were saying that, well, Daredevil was an episodic deal week to week. Well, so was Loki. People were tuned the fuck into that. So I would be curious to see what those numbers were.
I was only speaking to the episodic nature, to comparing it on other things on the Nielsen charts, which are not episodic nature. It's not weekly with a runtime of 30 minutes of show. Like, it's different. Like, even compared to Ironheart, which they gave us 3 episodes, which is 3 times more content, which is 3 times more likely to appear on that chart.
We got comic knowledge beef in the chat. Comic knowledge beef. Culture.
We're talking about the crossover between Batman and Deadpool this week. Did you guys read that comic book? First time in 20 years they had a crossover. Yeah, they created a character who looks like Logan and looks like Lobo.
No. Nobo. I did not.
I didn't see it.
Damn, that was the biggest comic news of the week.
Was
I saw
Deadpool
that
and Batman
news.
crossovers?
I didn't see it though.
Yeah, and then I saw Rob from Comics talk about how he can't order online a brand new comic book. He can only get limited to one, and he's like, "This shouldn't happen. It's 2025." And I was like, "Yeah, he's kind of right. It is that way though." But I don't know.
I mean, but they're only ordering They're only ordering so many copies down to the single digit. And then if you order 5 of them, you might have just taken the opportunity for somebody to walk in the store and grab one.
Which is
or-
why
or
if
the
you
pool.
pre-ordered it, you wouldn't have this problem.
You wouldn't
Now,
have
would
that
you,
problem.
Rob?
Yep.
Pre-order your comics, folks. Pre-order Storm. Well, I mean, pick up Storm. Pick up Ultimate Black Panther. That is an ongoing comic book.
Maybe
pick
you should
up-
stop reading comics to YouTube.
Mr. Terrific is in the shops right now. They've got a 6-issue limited series. And if you care about representation, also look at, help me out here. What's going on? Miles Morales hasn't been canceled yet. If you guys want to check that out. Comic Talk.
What's that?
Yeah, pick up
Miles
the Miles
Morales.
Morales comic book. Sure. I'm not, but you can. Where do y'all buy comics from? The local comic book shop. For me, I don't want to say where
Yes.
because you know me, but same answer with Marcus, right?
Yep. LCS.
Darius,
Hmm.
comic head. If you needed a comic book, if you're like, okay, yo, that's happening, I gotta go to the shop. Would you go to the shop? Would you wait for a convention? How would you get your comic?
Go to one of the ones around here.
Hmm.
One of the shops.
Yeah, man. Go pick up the new Static Shock. Who's he mixing with? I just saw he's having a
Superhero.
Batman Beyond.
Whoop, whoop.
Static Shock and Batman Beyond are gonna have a collaboration. So go ahead. That's worthwhile. That's worth supporting. Give it a pickup, man. Do y'all buy online? I never do.
Mm-mm.
I never do. I know I've probably in my life have one time digitally purchased a comic book online, maybe 5 times, but like it's not my thing.
Liberty Comics in Detroit. I've heard of Liberty Comics up there.
What have you heard?
It's a known comic book shop in Detroit.
Black owned?
I don't know.
The one that they have for that TV show, The Comic Shop, Black
Mhm.
owned. It's actually in LA. It's not called OMG
dope.
Comics like the show calls it. It's called something else. And that kind of irritates me. If I'm being honest with you guys, they should name the comic book shop in their show what it's actually called. Like just free advertising, right? Like it would help out that business.
Yeah, I agree. But they probably purchased the right to call it whatever they want when they made their agreement to record there. It's probably a studio thing more than anything.
I will do that too. That's what I'll say too. There's some legal reason. I don't know why ownerships and rights. That's probably why they have to change the name. It says that Static Stock theme song, Romeo, only God song.
His
Oh,
only
yeah.
good song. Superhero Static Shock. Whoop whoop. In the Romeo show. In ICDC College.
Imagine it's Comic-Con 2026 and James Gunn takes he's at Hall H. Guys, I know you guys loved some of the old DC animated universe and I'm not ready to say goodbye to it. And then you hear the little Romeo comes on stage. Hey, criminals, get twisted. He's superhero gift. Everyone, whoa! And then just the crowd goes, superhero Static Shock, whoop whoop. And he's like, that's right. Static Shock is going to return. The DC animated universe is alive and well. And we're going to continue it. Writer Bo DeMayo. I'm campaigning for this.
Writer Bo DeMayo.
In X-Men 97, he'd do Static Shock 2004. Yes.
He need to get his legal stuff all situated so that he can start working again. I'm guessing that's probably what's slowing things down for him because I can't imagine that people watched X-Men 97 and was like, nah, I'm good. Like if guys like Gunn can get a job again, if I hear people talking about Josh Whedon nowadays, so if he can come back.
I made the assumption also that he's not finding work or he's out of a job or something like that. That's not the case.
Where's he working?
He's working.
He got irons in the fire. Okay, cool. I guess I hadn't heard his name, so I didn't know.
Understood. Yeah, for sure. I made the same mistake. Stamina says, if they give the fictional shop a real name, folks will show up to the shop expecting the TV show. Never underestimate the stupidity of people.
That is insane. We're so and so, man. Are you out of your mind? Get your ass out of here.
It's probably a precedence of that happening, Wherever they shot Good Burger, probably they think it's Good Burger. The stupid people.
Bow Wow was, or not Bow Wow, Romeo was on Proud Family too.
He was dating Penny Proud, or he had a date with Penny Proud.
Mm-hmm.
His character.
And then I saw him in the NCAA a few years ago too, and I was like, this guy, he actually did it because he said he was going to do it
years ago. That was years ago. He was at USC. Yeah,
he was at USC, wasn't he? Was he playing with DeMar DeRozan also?
No. What's the name was there? OJ when he was there when OJ Mayo was there.
OJ Mayo, huh?
Mhm.
That's so cool.
Long ass time ago.
Like, well, every time I think of Master P and like interviews and things, like he's so cool. He's an accomplisher. I respect him so much. But wait, Mr. Terrific needs his series first. Wolverine Solid, check out your comic shop. There's 4 issues right now on the shelves, and the 5th is coming out next week. It might already be out. I haven't been to the shop in a minute. But yeah, they've got a Mr. Terrific comic book series. Give it a look. I want a static film, but it's really up to Milestone. I honestly don't know why Milestone don't want the DCU to do a live action static film. Complexities, my friend.
I was about to say, yeah, probably not Milestone, just an individual in charge of Milestone at the moment.
There's a Charlotte Fullerton issue. Liberty Comics is awesome. Who would you guys get to play static? Anyone?
I think we did this, didn't we?
Miles Canton.
Miles Canton can do it. I still like Caleb McLaughlin. Who else did we say could play Miles?
Miles Canton can play who?
Virgil Hawkins static.
Oh.
He's 18.
I thought you were talking about Miles Morales. So let's say the hell he can.
Katrina Richards says, hi, guys. Who would you like to play Kratos in the TV show God of War?
Kratos. It should be Christopher Judge is who it should be. Like, what are we doing? Why are we playing around? Shave the man's head, put on the prosthetics, and let's do it.
Him or Triple H?
Hey, Triple H looks like him. I just don't want Triple H to act. I don't ever again. I just don't want to see it.
Icons too woke for today's standards. I just saw Jarhanpur in a James Gunn Superman movie. I don't think he's worried about being too woke. Jarhanpur was the Palestine, basically.
No.
I have a friend who's on Instagram that looks like Static. Hey, sign him up. You guys are crazy. I got a friend on Instagram.
Yeah.
I also like the dude from Harder They Fall. He was the fast gun. He was Jonathan Major's little buddy. I can't think of his name though. He was the dude that Lakeith Stanfield's character shot him in the back of his head.
Oh, you're talking his name. Fuck. He put in his bidding to play Static.
Good, because he could do it for sure. He looks
what's
like
his name? He's a good actor.
RJ Styler, I think.
Yes, RJ something. He's a good little actor.
Thank you, Lawrence Report.
Yeah, I liked him in that's him. Yeah, I liked him in The Harder They Fall. He was good.
Sick. Let's move on, but super. I'm Too Fly says Superman did better than all 3 MCU films. I'm just saying. You got to give him that.
Yeah, it's true.
Brave New World did like 415, and Thunderbolts did 380, and the other one was Fantastic Four. How well did that one do? Fantastic Four.
Like
I think it's over 500 now. Yeah.
How old do you want Static's actor to be?
Grown.
Okay, he's 30.
Yeah, grown.
RJ Seiler is 30.
He could play a 25-year-old. That's all right. Black on crazy.
The Fantastic Four First Steps movie grossed $519, and it might be over and done with. Is it done its theatrical run? Basically, it only grossed $100K, so it might not go to $520 maybe. It's about done. And so there we you're right. Superman did better. So we can say that, the industry right now is not too receptive on superhero movies. So Superman overperformed.
They
But that's
killed
not
it.
the case. That's not the case though.
killed
Deadpool Wolverine did so well, and I'm sure Avengers is going to do well, and Spider-Man Brand New Day is going to do well, and then Supergirl is going to do probably the same numbers of that 500, 600 range. So I don't know. I don't want to discredit what you're going for, because there's validity in that. That Superman did better than the 3 MCU films.
Validity, it's a fact.
Yeah.
I would just ask you, before Superman, when was the last time that happened? And then going forward, when's the next time? Oh, excuse me. Bless you, Marcus. Oh, I appreciate y'all.
No. We're not gonna do that. I remember one time you were eating on the thing, and I was like, "Oh, somebody's eating," and you did not mind to hit the mute button. So when you sneezed, I'm going.
So hold on, wait. Since I was eating over the mic,
and you were
then
crunching.
I can't get blessed on my sneeze.
Yeah, because when I told you,
What
you're
payback
eating.
is this?
If I say you're eating and you don't care, I'm like, all right. All I'm gonna think about is how
You're not gonna bless me while the demons are escaping my body.
Yeah, basically.
Nuts. That's insane. I see
Is
how
that
you
what
play. You
that-
play
that's
dirty.
what it's
Play
saying?
for
Is that
keeps.
what that is?
I appreciate you, Culture Made. Thank you. I don't even remember what the fuck we was talking about. What were we talking about?
Spider-Man and Fantastic Four making money.
Oh yeah. When is the next time that it's going to happen again? So when is the time before this that it happened that they outgrossed a Marvel superhero film with one of theirs, and then the time after that you expect it to happen again?
I think it won't ever happen again. Like, Marvel's got this. Until 2028, we don't know what those 4 movies are, right? It's shadowy, it's murky. Yeah, God bless Marcus. May God bless this man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And his family members too.
Appreciate it.
So, 2028. I still think one of those 2028 movies from Marvel, if it's the X-Men, it'll do better than anything that DC has to offer. DC will never win again. 29?
Who gets
I don't know,
if they get sold, right? They'll have a new, fresh, new outlook. It'll give them a chance to revitalize. That could potentially change things. But yeah, no, I don't know where they. If Superman is not going to do it, if they couldn't dominate with that title,
yeah,
I don't think
It's definitely not. It's definitely not going to be in the next. It's definitely not going to be in the next 3 Marvel movies, for sure. Absolutely not.
See, now this is where you're gonna make me argue against my point, because I do think those, at least 2 out of the 3 next big MCU films, so that being Spider-Man, probably not going to be Spider-Man, Doomsday, and Secret Wars. 2 of those movies are going to struggle. And the reason why is because they are heavily dependent on the characters that the audience has already rejected. Spider-Man doesn't have that problem, so people can step back into the MCU that they actually like when they go see Spider-Man. You are going to have an issue getting people to actually give a shit about the characters that they already told you with their dollars that they don't care about. I think that's why the heavy emphasis on Doom and Chris Evans
that is what they're doing. They're not hiding it. They're not hiding it. And the thing is, they've even just recently said, "Hey guys, prepare yourselves. The marketing for Doomsday. Oh yeah, we're linking that back up with Infinity War and Endgame clips. That's from. So they're not hiding it.
Bro, we gonna act like none of this shit even happened, and this is a sequel to Endgame. Like, okay, all right. Well, that's ballsy. That's certainly ballsy.
It's like,
I hope you're right, Johnny. I hope you are right. I hope it do make 1.5 billion. I hope, because I just don't. I don't know. You have to convince me that Florence Pugh and Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan and
all right, Hemsworth is in
Kamala
that one.
Khan. Yeah, but we know that the time is either going to be spread out between the rest of them, or the new people are going to have to lead at some point. Sam is leading an Avengers team. Yelena's running the other one. Those are the Avengers.
X-Men. See?
Okay.
You see?
So that'll give him a bump. Sure.
Yeah.
Marsden and whoever else they were able to convince to come
And
back.
we
Rebecca
also have
Romaine.
no idea who's in these other chairs that they have reported that they're supposedly, which I don't think they're going to be able to do.
They're not done. They're not
they've
done
they said that
negotiating.
they said that they say that they've already filmed scenes with sort of the scoopers. They filmed scenes with people that weren't mentioned in chairs.
Which is that weren't mentioned in chairs already.
That's what the scoopers say. So grain of salt.
Okay.
That's what they say.
Okay. Well, that would suggest that some people in that second group are probably signed. I think they haven't announced all of them or done their funky little live stream because they're not finished, which is crazy because they're shooting the film. How are we still negotiating? But I mean, I think they're trying to sensory overload us. They are trying to baby shark their way to $1 million or $1 billion for adults. Like, I'm going to give you everything that algorithmically should please you, everything possible, and just hope that it's enough.
How many times have you heard Baby Shark in your home?
I can't count. Unlimited amount of times.
Amazing
Amazing
song. From scoopers to supers.
You gon' think about me when I'm gone. I need that money like the ring I never won.
We need the money. Thank you. I'm too DC wins 2027. On you tripping. Batman 2 and Superman. Ooh.
Okay. Well, and now I'm arguing against my point because I don't know who's going to win 2027. They could. I just don't know.
Wait.
Secret Wars?
Wait.
Batman 2.
The Batman
2 already made
2,
700 million. Yeah.
Are we saying the Batman 2 and Man of Tomorrow could beat Secret Wars?
See, it's a trick question. See, this is what he's saying.
It is a trick question.
Secret Wars comes out late December. You can't count the money in 2028 from January. That's what he's trying to tell us.
No. Fuck all that. I'm gonna pretend December is extra long.
Look, man, until Marvel posts another Billy that's not a Spider-Man movie, you can color me unconvinced.
Secret Wars, I think, is going to be a different monster.
Yep.
Well, now look, Doomsday can make a believer out of me. If Doomsday come out the gate, it's a Billy, then it's hard to me imagine that Secret Wars is going to be anything less than that.
This is ridiculous. This is non-debatable. Secret Wars is more.
Secret Wars is going to shit on.
No, I hear you. But if let's say Doomsday only does $700 million, you're confident that that Secret Wars is going to make $1 billion after that? We are where we are, guys. There is no more movie market to uncover or convince to come back. This is the market. So again, the same thing I asked y'all about Fantastic Four, same thing I asked y'all about Thunderbolts, the same thing I'm asking you about Doomsday and Secret Wars. Where's the Billy coming from?
The premise of your
audience,
man. Just the fact that it's again, you've got the Fox X-Men coming back. James Marsden's already talking on red carpets, talking now. Not everybody sees red carpets, but talking on red carpets about how dope it is to be back, and he's excited and the typical stuff. But you still have these main people coming back. And again, if we just are to believe these scoopers and things like that, the stuff that they have laid out that is supposed to be going on in this movie, once they drop that trailer. This all right now is the cracks and Marvel and no Billies, and yes, once they drop that trailer, none of that's gonna matter. None of it's gonna matter.
Let's play the James Marsden interview.
What's it like walking on the set of an Avengers movie these days?
25 years later, yeah, it's different. Well, I guess 20 years later, it's exciting. I mean, you can feel that it's something special. You can feel the world is ready for this movie and these worlds to kind of collide. And so,
did you ever think you'd be back 20 years later?
I thought there was a chance, but I think once 10 years passed and then 20 years passed, it was like, well, that was a nice idea. But now, I guess they're just waiting for us all to get a little gray in the hair and long in the tooth to bring us back.
Yeah,
so
the MCU is the gray CU, the gray CU. Yes.
There you go. Nicely done.
What's it like walking on the set?
What does that mean? Long in the tooth. I
It
know
means
gray in the
you're
hair
old.
would.
It just means
But-
you old.
Do old people have teeth that grow longer? Is that where that?
I don't. I think it's just a saying. I have no idea where it came from. It just means you're old.
They're,
But-
you know, and again, take this all this with a grain of salt. They're talking about, you know, Magneto having Polaris.
Ian McClellan is like
and-
90 years old, fam. What are you expecting to get from these guys anymore?
But
Patrick
listen,
Stewart is old as shit.
all I'm expecting them to do with that though is to give me with that. I don't need to see Ian McKellen doing backflips and stuff like that. You want to use the stunt double, do the close-ups on his face like that. Give me some dope ass CGI Magneto shit. I'm cool with it.
He said something again that made me even firmer in my point.
What?
The man says, when you go 10 years and you think, oh, well, maybe that'll still happen. And then 20 years, it's like, oh, well, that's a nice thought. Guys, it's been 20 years since the guy that y'all have mainly been saying, oh, well, John Marston and the X-Men. It's been 20 years since those characters
It's
were
still
relevant.
the X-Men.
20 years.
It's the X-Men.
The kids who they're trying to attract to come and see this movie went crazy over Chicken Jockey. You think they give a shit about Marston putting on that visor again? You think they give a shit about the old school Jean Grey coming back? We
They
don't
won't
even
care.
know. Did they get Storm? Is Halle Berry coming back? We know Patrick Stewart gonna be sitting in that chair the whole time while we watching it. We know Ian McClellan, like you said, if he's doing anything, will be stumped doubled all to hell. Listen, I understand how conventional wisdom would say, oh, they got all these things that we liked a long time ago, so why doesn't it work? Well, if that was the simple movie math, then nobody would be beating Expendables at the box office.
Yeah, well, explain.
But every
Deadpool
action
and
star that you've ever
Wolverine.
loved in your life and every wrestler that they could think of in one movie, and you know what I'm saying? It's just not that. I don't
And
think
what's
it's
that?
simple.
What is Deadpool and Wolverine?
A nostalgia fest for sure.
That is what Secret Wars is going to be,
Secret
That is
Wars
what
is
Doomsday
not Deadpool and Wolverine.
brother.
It is
They
not
are
Deadpool and Wolverine.
they are leaning heavily on the Infinity War and Endgame nostalgia. They are leaning heavily on the Fox X-Men nostalgia.
You think they're going to shoot Secret Wars the same way they shot Deadpool and Wolverine?
What do you mean? In what
In
capacity?
terms of the buttons that they push, the envelope being pushed in terms of what type of
nostalgia.
content comes out of there. That was a Fox property. So we already knew the tenor was going to be different.
I don't think it's going to be not that tone or anything like that, but you've got the Russos mapping out Secret Wars and Doomsday, and they get to play with the Fox X-Men and bring them into this whole thing. No, it's not going to be the tone of Deadpool and Wolverine, but it's going to have the nostalgia effect of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, don't do that game where the reason he brought up Deadpool was for nostalgia. Don't tell me, well, but the tone will be different. No one said anything.
That was the reason why he brought it up. I don't have to respond directly on his
No,
path.
I brought it up for the nostalgia fact of what it's going to do.
Sure. Are all nostalgia bombs created equal? How does Snow White just do?
No, I'm not comparing Snow White to the Avengers.
I'm saying if is all nostalgia created equal? If just pressing the nostalgia
in the
button
MCU,
worked-
it is. In the MCU, it seems to be.
Okay.
They have played on nostalgia twice, and it has worked. No Way Home. Deadpool and
you know
Wolverine.
what's going to happen. They're going to have to. What I said is probably going to happen.
Really,
It's gonna have
three
to happen.
times because it worked with Multiverse of Madness too.
One
all
of
the Inhumans
the. Okay, I mean it depends on how if you view that movie as a success. I know a lot of people who don't, but
They're crazy.
in any case, it's a
$800 million.
wildly controversial film. We don't have to make faces. That is not a.
$800 million.
It is.
$900 million. Sorry.
So you gonna tell me there aren't any Multiverse of Madness haters?
Oh, there's definitely some. For
Come
sure,
on, man.
People think that movie. There are people that think that movie sucks.
It is a wildly controversial movie.
But
It
in
is
terms
not-
of moolah,
Success.
it's a success for them.
Listen, I think that one of those movies is gonna fail, and when it does, I want to revisit this conversation.
Okay.
I just
Hey.
don't. I don't see them. I don't see those
2 years.
I don't see those movies.
This is the
movies failing.
same faith y'all had in Fantastic Four. I remember Darius was yelling at me. He was like,
yes,
"But when they show
Fantastic
Robert
Four.
Downey Jr.
And they didn't
it's
show
gonna change
Robert Downey
everything."
Jr. They didn't do okay. So originally, that post-credit scene is not what they were gonna do. If they would have done what they were going to do, maybe it would have moved the needle. But seeing a CGI quote unquote supposed to really be Robert Downey Jr. in a hood, that's not moving the needle for nobody. That wasn't gonna. And I cannot compare the Fantastic Four to the Avengers and the X-Men.
Fam, stop.
I just can't do that.
Stop. You are saying the Avengers, and when you say the Avengers, that title,
because they're going to be there. You're getting Steve, you're getting Loki, you're getting Thor, you're getting all those guys. Those guys are still there.
Who is
with
the
new
current
guys.
Avengers team? Give me the current Avengers team right now. Who's the current Avengers team?
What are you talking about? Steve or
we can't.
Sam's team?
They can only push it so far, Darius. They have to be in the story. You're not just eliminating Florence and Carter and Winter Soldier and Sam. They have to be a part of it. So yes, Chris Evans and Hemsworth and Robert Downey Jr. They're all going to be there, as well as all the X-Men. They all going to be there. They can't dominate the story though, because where the story has taken us so far is that Sam is in charge, is that Yelena is in charge. Those are the people who are running our Earth's Avengers. So
I don't think the movie is a Yelena leading movie or Sam Wilson leading movie. I think that they're going to lean on Thor and
it's an ensemble cast. We're going to have to look at everybody, but they're part of the equation too.
Infinity War was an ensemble cast. Infinity War had Nebula. Infinity War had Ebony Maw. A movie that has Shuri in it. Infinity War had all of this.
Were we in when Infinity War happened? We would have sat in that movie no matter what at that point, because we were totally invested.
The same space we're in now. We were in with Deadpool and Wolverine. The same exact space.
That was 2 years ago. That was 2022.
Yeah, and people were saying Marvel is in a shithole.
So are people invested in it right now? Do people feel like they're excited for what's coming down the Marvel pipe now, today?
No.
I don't.
Avengers
did it feel like people were excited? And I'm going to keep comparing this because I can go back to some of my some of those trailer watches we did on the Planet Fanatics channel for Deadpool Wolverine. After every one of them, I said, maybe people are excited. I don't know. Didn't really move the needle for me. I'm still excited to go see the film, but didn't move the needle for me. And look what the movie did. I was in a packed theater.
I don't argue with numbers. Numbers are numbers. I'm just saying the numbers for Marvel lately have been diminishing, and it would be foolish to look at that trend and say, nope, the guys I like are going to change it around.
But that's not what I'm doing. Okay? So what were the movies before Deadpool and Wolverine? They were stinkers too, were they not?
Yeah, true. And but what I'm saying is,
that's
Wolverine
what I'm saying.
Deadpool did not change the overall trajectory of the MCU. Nor is a Spider-Man movie that I think is going to be successful, but it's not going to change the general tenor of how people think about the universe. So again, what are they doing to recapture? Is Doomsday going to be enough? Doomsday is probably my canary. I've already don't let me convince you. I've already decided in my mind where it's going, but that's the one thing that can kind of change things for me. If Doomsday performs the way that you seem to think is going to perform, then I'm wrong. I'll be wrong.
I'm just looking at, again, people watch chairs, and now we've already said that internet excitement doesn't always transfer to theaters. That's right. People watch chairs. I haven't sat at these last few conventions that Marvel has been at, but the reception that has been shown or was given to Marvel for the things that they did show from Doomsday. And when I say things they showed from Doomsday, it wasn't actual footage from Doomsday. All they were showing was these light shows and things like that. And people were going bonkers when RDJ showed up, when Doom showed up. So I think one of the biggest factors, and I know you're especially going to disagree with me here, is that Robert Downey Jr. factor. That's the factor that people want to see RDJ. People want to see the X-Men. People want to see an Avengers title.
Yeah. So
We'll have to
today,
see.
we're years apart, but you're thinking Avengers Doomsday gross is not $1 billion, but what number exactly?
So if
And I'm not holding you to it. You're allowed to change your mind
No,
when
no,
a
no,
trailer
I'm
comes
just
out.
saying.
So just quick answer.
if it makes what Multiverse of Madness makes, is that a failure or a success
I think
It
it's
would be a failure
failure.
for an Avenger. What'd you say?
for an
It's a
Avengers
failure.
film?
It's a
Yeah,
failure.
okay, cool. So I'm gonna say it's gonna make around what Multiverse of Madness made. Right now, is where
Okay.
I'm at.
Yep. And we go to another. Wait. Here's the super chat.
Cash in, cash.
I swear to God, I clicked on the super chat thing and it just decided not to play. We'll try it again. Super chat. Chasing the paper. I'm Too Fly says Foxman wasn't even popular like that. Wolverine was. Okay, well, Wolverine's going to be in this.
Is he Hugh Jackman? I thought he was left out. What? I thought him and Deadpool weren't in it.
But it may that's still not a. It's the only live action X-Men outside of Ian McKellen's group that the public comic book movie loving superhero audience knows. So you tell the audience Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart, and the rest of them are back as the X-Men, but it's an X-Men universe where they're accurate, where they're going to be in their comic book uniforms. Bro, get the actual fuck out of here. Stop it. Stop. Like, what are we even doing? Stop. It doesn't matter if it was just Wolverine. Stop.
Apparently, there was an all-new government-approved daily show with your patriotically obedient host, Jon Stewart, tonight. CNN is reporting a source said ABC wants Kimmel back, but he needs to lower the temperature. I believe
Jon
that.
Stewart said that?
No. He was making a joke about Jon Stewart. He's not obedient in any regard. But the CNN report is interesting. They're already signaling that they want him back. Disney is man.
Boycotts work. Stop shopping at
Jesus.
Target, people, because they canceled their DEI initiatives, and you need to not give them money. Think about places to go. Blank says lower the temperature, so long as he takes a trip to Israel. Right? Am I right?
Oh gosh. Oh no. Hey, you made a we need to talk. Yeah, but Jimmy's never been on that side of.
He's been on that side.
Yeah.
When Kamala Harris was doing the interview with Jimmy Kimmel, a lot of protesters were interrupting the interview and saying like, "No, you're not with Israel. You got," and then he just like shut them up. Let's play some music. When some fan was like, "Hey yo, can I get a free Palestine, Jimmy?" He's like, "Free what?" No,
I gotta see that. I didn't see him say the reject free Palestine. I've seen him actually talk about the children.
We got one more.
That's how he introduced the show.
We got one more super chat.
That's how John did.
Yeah,
it popped up on my feed.
We'll check that out after this T'Challa talk, after this Mandalorian talk.
For sure.
Puma Lee decided to give us money.
In my bag now.
What in the hell? Your ass gonna be on YouTube. Puma Lee with the $5. If they have the real T'Challa, King of Wakanda, then it will definitely make $1 billion. T'Challa is the key to save the MCU, period. Well, they're gonna have T'Childs.
Hey, Puma Lee, when you make a good point, you make a good point, brother. You make a good point.
Well, Puma Lee, get used to this.
That's not the way they're going, but you make a solid point.
This is my son, Toussaint.
And that is your T'Challa, Puma. Learn to love it. Accept
Include him and write him the way Hickman wrote him in his Secret War story. Billy. Easy, Billy.
The internet is going to internet. Man. In regards to that whole ABC bending the knee, this picture here, it's funny.
With the red tie?
Yes, you saw it. Marcus, did you see it? I'm sending it.
I did not. All right.
So the next thing to cover is, the Mandalorian Grogu trailer. What? Everyone was talking about it, and then it was gonna come out, right? It was supposed to come out, but then the ABC Disney stuff, people didn't really want it to cloud over, and that's why the Mandalorian Grogu trailer, which was promised by every scooper alive, didn't actually end up happening the way it was supposed to happen and come out today. So that's the truth. Nope, that's the truth, Darius.
That picture. Yeah, no. Dumb. It shouldn't have had anything to do. What was going on with that should not have had anything to do with dropping the trailer for a fictional universe.
It's
Nothing to do
long.
with that.
It's long been a rumor that Iger has ambitions of maybe running for president one day. How do you think this is going to play? How do you think that this moment is going to play? Yeah, I pretend fired my late night show host, but then asked him to please be nice to the Cheeto head, but please vote for me.
Yeah.
Iger 2020
Jimmy
32.
said he has no intentions of apologizing.
Good.
He needs to sue. To hell with the apologies. Sue.
I think he gets his job back quickly because enough people are talking about canceling ABC. It's going to affect them, and they're going to say, after further thought, we think freedom of speech is important.
Well, there's people talking again, TikTok. People talking on TikTok talking about the whole canceling. They've canceled their Disney account, their ESPN and Hulu account. But this people were saying in particular that when they called in, or I'm sorry, that so many people were doing it at once that it crashed the site. So people were having to actually call in to the customer service. And even that was a long hold time. And people were saying, I guess for quality assurance, they have to ask, why are you deleting? And people telling them, because you motherfuckers bent the knee.
I've been through this with the WWE when basically Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, Royal Rumble. So we didn't get what we wanted and we all canceled our subscriptions. And they had to come with some, we actually hit 1 million subscribers, Like they try to shadow what the movement is. And look, when it comes back to the Star Wars trailer, I do get it. You don't want the comment section underneath every Star Wars trailer, every Mandalorian Grogu trailer,
but
to say boycott.
Well, I mean, I guess that's just so the fuck Grogu got to do with this shit. My thing is this.
Might serve as a good distraction, maybe, if it's good,
Yeah, if it's good. And they've even said that the trailer, I guess, is it's different. I was wrong. I kept saying they're going to show you the one that they showed at Celebration. It's currently on YouTube. They're saying, the scoopers are saying it's a different one. It's a different 2 minutes, nothing footage that people haven't seen before. I think they need to go ahead and drop that tomorrow to get the, fun, bro. Can we just fun for a moment? Because every moment, every day, it's not like the same shit. It's the same shit, but added with new shit. So like just fun, something fun for just a moment. Give people something else to talk about. I get what you're saying, though. People go in the comments and, still say what people are going to say and do what people are going to do. But something that's just like, hey, let's take a trip to a galaxy far, far away. They're still dealing with the same fucked up politics, but let's go to a galaxy far, far away.
What do you guys think about Kaisa not playing T'Challa or being in Star Wars?
Get that shit off my screen.
And then John C says, if you support the Pantheon, don't insult Darius, Chill,
Hell yeah, John C.
With Kaisa not, who care less what we're doing here right now.
Talk that shit, right? John C.
And then we get a super chat.
Need a ride, I can rank you up. Money, I can change you up. You can have your own, no longer be the passenger.
Free the guys. All right, Free Palestine. All of them. There was a report came out that the death count is at 680,000 people who have died so far. In Gaza, it's only 2.2 million people who were even there from the beginning of this. And this is genocide. This is
it is.
This is
deadly. You know what? I already tell you guys all the time, I'm already sensitive as it is. The video of the Palestinian little kids graduating elementary without their parents, and they're all crying. That is so fucking heartbreaking. And that is, man, that's tough.
They're using, obviously, we know, unfortunately, they're using these kids for target practice. There was some of the doctors that are over there reporting that it'll be like several headshots in the same day. It'll be several
Jesus
you know,
Christ.
directing the hit. They hit him in the genitals, bro.
Yeah,
They hit him in the genitals.
kneecaps. They just play games with each other.
And then, so now the society has crumbled down to the point where now the soldiers, there's a internal like strife. They don't want to go back because somehow they're realizing, oh shit, I've been propagandized into killing or unaliving children. And
poor soldiers.
It's breaking down their mind. Yeah, it's breaking down their mind.
I feel so bad for them.
Absolutely not.
Like, I think education is important, and telling you that this isn't like one rogue leader who just took it too far. This is society wide. This is how
societal, man. A lot of them support this. They want to go even further. There's a fringe wing to the right of Netanyahu.
Yeah.
That wants him to go even further.
Ben Gavir.
Yeah, those guys over there.
So the important thing also next to that after education is to call to action. What can you do about it? How do you free Palestine? Well, you can download the No Thanks app, and No Thanks app was just you can scan a barcode on any product in the grocery store, corner store, anything, and it'll say no thanks. They support Israel. Coca-Cola has a factory in Israel, or Burger King offers free meals to their soldiers, or Tide laundry detergent will clean up. So download the No Thanks app. That is a call to action. It's one thing to say free to guys and all that good stuff. I love it. Let's also like do something about it. If you find out a company's complicit, then stop shopping with them. And all you got to do is remember it once, and you just pick the product that is right next to it. You don't like Maxwell House instant coffee. You don't need to like that anymore because they've got ties to Israel. Go download the No Thanks app to see for yourselves. But these studios also are pretty complicit with Israel. Pretty involved and pretty supportive of them, and silencing some of their actors. This is huge. It's like the hugest story in the world. Even before this current conflict from the last 2 years, it's always been a thing. And the evil people who live in that part of the world need to be held accountable, need to have the mirror, need to have the spotlight on them. And I think that we've done that collectively, the three of our channels, but we've also done that collectively, like community wide, on TikTok, on Twitter. Like everyone's like awakening to them. That being said, Adnan says, but isn't Israel just defending itself? If Adnan Kabir was not an Arabic name, I would explode on you, my friend. We got one more super chat.
Never take a damn thing slow. All I know is chase this dough and get money.
Which uncle would you live with? Uncle Phil or Uncle Bernie? Bernie Mac?
Uncle Phil.
He's got a nicer house.
Yeah.
And I feel like Bernie Mac was so strict on the kids. I want to be with Uncle Phil with a butler.
A pool house to go chill in. Uncle Phil was barely at home. He got one of them jobs.
He could protect you. He could throw out jazz with one little all the way.
Bernie Mac was always chilling at the crib, dog. He was always at the crib. Shout out to him. You wouldn't be able to get into nothing with Bernie Mac. His dad. Give me Uncle Phil.
Uncle Bernie had some celebrity friends show up at his place, though. Triple H was there.
He did have some celebrity friends, and
showed up at the Banks residence quite often.
Not as celebrities though. They was playing other characters.
Oh well, I mean, like
Trump.
Well, skip that.
He was on Fresh Prince.
He was.
God.
Does that change it? Does it go to Bernie now?
No, unfortunately, I'm still a Will Smith fan. So.
This is old Trump. Yeah. This is Central Park 5 Trump. It's not the same as President Trump. Yeah.
I seen somebody trying to context that one for me too. They like, if you understand the American media at that time, the only information we had is that these individuals struck a woman and violently raped her. I said, oh, that's the context. That's the context. Stereotyping, standard American racism. That's the missing context, huh? To the Central Park 5 stuff. Gotcha.
Yeah, he also volunteered it. He didn't need to make a statement or do the thing in the paper. Like he went
took
out of his
an
way.
ad in the paper to let everybody know.
How about this is unbelievable? I'm gonna wait for the case. I'm gonna see more information.
Nope, hang them on. String them up. It would be poetic if he put him by the same tree where the woman was found.
Yeah. Uncle Phil wins. Uncle Phil is just the clear victorious victor of uncles. Oh, I would go with Uncle Bernie, John C. All right. T'Challa. I'm clipping it. So probably should read the IGN thing, yeah? Or the Brad Winderbaum quote. Where was it? Did I send it to you or do you send it to me?
I'm pretty sure I sent over it all, I thought.
Yes, you did. Screen Rant. It was Screen Rant. Thank you. Let's do this. You're watching my favorite YouTube channel. I'm Chillmonger. That's Planet Fanatics Darius, Marcus from Back of the Bus. And hours ago, we see that Screen Rant gives a little article. Okay, they spoke with the creators of Marvel Zombies. Why Marvel didn't recast Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther for the new MCU show explained. And I'm going to explain it here. I'm going to be very quick. They disrespect a dead Chadwick Boseman, dishonor him, misremember him, and are tarnishing a man's legacy in his death. And it's been going on for too long. It's disgusting to me. I don't want to support Disney. I don't want to support Marvel. I loathe them. My blood boils when I see news stories like this because Chadwick Boseman died 5 years ago and we're still evoking his name to gatekeep the greatest black character ever happened, as if that was his mission, when it's not. What he was trying to do, which is why he took the fucking role, what he was trying to do was make T'Challa just as big as Superman and Doctor Strange and Spider-Man and everyone, but you keep going to Chadwick Boseman to explain why, now you can't really have T'Challa. T'Challa can't even talk and voice act in Marvel Zombies. So as the article reads, Chadwick Boseman's Marvel character T'Challa won't be recast for the brand new MCU show, Marvel Zombies. Let me move to this view. I think I like it better. You know me. I always like to get the right view. Marvel Zombies, and the producers just explained the reasons behind the major decision. Disney Plus has released multiple Marvel Cinematic Universe series in recent years, including WandaVision and all that. Disney Plus has also produced animated Marvel shows for the small screen, like What If, Eyes of Wakanda. The former, which tells alternate timeline stories in the MCU, has already released 3 seasons, including an episode of What If Marvel Zombies. That is now the center of the new spin-off called Marvel Zombies, which will release 4 episodes on September 24, all 4 episodes. In an interview with Screen Rant's Ash Crossan, the showrunner Brian Andrews, and Marvel's executive Brad Winderbaum, Brad, you've let me down today. I liked you. Brad Winderbaum opened up about why Marvel Zombies decided not to recast Boseman after his death. Despite T'Challa appearing in the animated series, Andrews admitted that if Boseman were still alive, they would have made completely different choices. However, under the current circumstances, the producers decided to have Peter Parker.
Oh my God.
They decided to have Peter Parker narrate a scene featuring T'Challa in a non-speaking role.
If Chad
Fun
was
fact,
alive.
Peter Parker isn't even being voiced by Tom Holland. You said what?
No, I'm just continually frustrated by them, like you said, using this man's death as an excuse for like lazy storytelling or just a shoddy decision. Like, if you don't want to recast the black voice actor and give another black voice actor a job, say that shit. Just say it. Say it with your whole chest. Me no want black in production. Me no black popping. Okay? Say that shit with your chest. Stop using this black man as an excuse for your poor decision. It would have cost you fucking nothing to have another voice actor in there to do this voice. It would have cost you nothing. And where do you get off? Where the fuck do you get it? Shout out to Mahershala Ali. Where do you get off invoking this man's passing again for this production so far? It was 5 years now.
5 years.
5 years now. Why do you get to invoke him whenever you want to? Who are you? Who are you? Did we know what a Brad Winderbaum was when Chadwick Boseman was marching around the MCU? Do we even know who this guy was? Who are you? Can we stop with this fake, phony ass concern for somebody you didn't even fucking know? Your responsibility is the characters and the project. Stop faking. It's disrespectful to me for people to continuously talk about the emotions and the grief around this individual they couldn't have gave two shits about because they didn't fucking know him. It's inching up on a mental disease. Like, brother, that was not your homie.
No, he wasn't.
And we see that
Weird.
wasn't your homie.
It's
We can
strange.
verify that that wasn't your homie. So you sit up here feigning, oh man, my homie gone, can't recast him, trying to play your best Ryan Coogler impression. It's coming off disingenuous as hell, bro. It's coming off disingenuous as hell.
Oh,
If he wasn't dead, we would have done something completely different.
T'Challa.
Especially when they don't speak on T'Challa any other time until it's like something related to like this. It's not like we're talking about cancer research in his name. It's not like we're giving, shout outs from Marvel Studios Twitter account, Instagram account, threads, anything like that on his birthday or anything like that. So
It's literally just a shield.
it's a fictional attack. Excuse me. It's a fictional attachment to Chadwick Boseman. I don't, like you said, it's been 5 years. Why, and they start the next paragraph that we're going to start. So under the current circumstances,
I'll get there.
What are the current circumstances?
I'll get there. This is the current circumstances because what Marcus was going to want to lean on that. That's your homie. That's Chadwick Boseman, right? You guys are doing him a solid here. And I say you misrepresent him. Not his homie, but his brother, a man who he's related to, Blood, was asked on this podcast 2 years ago now, and you cannot pretend you did not see this one. He was asked, and he answered the question of how fine he'd be with T'Challa. Not for voice actor, someone else playing the voice actor, but for another person embodying the actual character.
How would you feel if they recasted T'Challa?
I would have been fine with it. Yeah, I would have been fine with it because
he's still fine with it.
Chad was not him, and he wasn't Chad.
Duh.
Chad was Chad. T'Challa is just a character.
So move on.
When Christopher Reeves had the accident, they didn't stop having Superman
or Harrison Ford.
They just got somebody else to play the role of Superman. I think that the role was far too important, and it was bigger than just one person because of the effect that it had on Black children. Like
when he says it's bigger than one person and he's the brother, you guys have nothing to stand on. You just want to disrespect Chadwick Boseman now. You're going out your way to remember him, glorify him, and cement him as the reason why we can't have T'Challa anymore, and basically blame him. We're actually tributing him. I don't think he wants to be tributed this way. There's no evidence that he was some diva who's like grateful that no one else gets to play T'Challa, which character he didn't even create, which existed before he was even born, and which he was on a mission to elevate. You're disrespecting this man, Marvel. There's no ifs, ands, there's no ways about it. There's no excuse. This honors him. This is dishonor. This has been 5 years since the last time we had it's been 5 years since Chadwick Boseman has died. 5 years is not an emotional impulse. We got to do the right thing. We don't. This is not X-Men 97 and why they didn't have T'Challa in there. They had his dad T'Chaka in there because they were doing that show around the time of his death, 2021, I think. This is different. This is 5 years later.
It's not. Even in 2021, it was weird because none of them knew him. It's weird to have this attachment to a person that you didn't even know was sick. It's weird to have this attachment to a person that you probably didn't spend any time on the set with at all, unless you were really a part of that Black Panther set. You can be a part of the Marvel Studios, employment body, and hey, my co-worker's Chadwick Boseman, but I've never seen him. It's weird to have this attachment 5 years later. It was weird in 2021. It was weird in 2022. It's going to be weird in 2026. So it's strange. I don't understand. And they go on to say in that next paragraph that including T'Challa on Marvel Zombies was a way for Andrews and all the other producers and writers to be with him in some strange way. It is strange.
You ended that right. It is
What are you
strange.
talking about? To be with him, you didn't know him.
It's strange. It's strange. It's strange. It's strange. And the fact that they are still having to adhere to Coogler's wants and needs when it comes to this character, because they had to go to Coogler for this as well. They brought up having to talk to Coogler about this as well.
What did he say? Does it say what he said?
I don't think it. Does it say what he said? I don't think it says what he. Hold on.
It doesn't say, but Bodemeo did confirm that, and he's the X-Men writer.
He just gave feedback and said some great ideas.
So listen, just don't let him talk.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They went to him and he had some great ideas that greatly improved the T'Challa scene. He probably said, "Oh yeah, nah, he don't need to speak."
That greatly improved the T'Challa scene, and so now the nigga's not going to talk. He's not going to speak. Whatever changes he made, we no longer require a speaking role.
Or the narration says he's got a son.
The narration says he has a son.
When Spider-Man's talking about how T'Challa is so awesome, T'Challa did this to save his son. That's something that Ryan Coogler could have added.
That is very much something that he could have added.
God damn it!
You know
that
what?
was in the preview. It was in the trailer.
No. It's not in there. He's saying that could be the thing that that while Spider-Man's narrating, he says something like that. But one of you, I don't remember which it was last week, that said, "What if he doesn't talk?" Who was that? Was that you, Marcus? That said, "What if he doesn't talk?" Who said that? Somebody said, "What if he doesn't talk?" And I was like, "Oh."
I brought it up because I didn't know whether or not he recorded this, and it turns out he didn't. He didn't voice record this.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh no, they probably got another. There's no way he's not going to talk. He's no way. No, they completely bamboozled the fuck out of me. I don't know why. I've been burnt by this company before, but they've shown that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. He's not going to speak. Spider-Man's going to fucking, and it's going to be some narration of like, oh, I'm only assuming from where they left off in What If. He's probably going to narrate them leaving the compound to trying to get to Wakanda and what happened and how T'Challa fell and helping them get to, he gave us his last something like that. What is the obsession with killing? You want to be close to him, but yet you keep killing him?
We just got to keep killing him. Got to keep killing him. Hey, here's a question. And I hate to take it back to this, but let's extrapolate this out a bit. Let's stretch it out. So the level of expectation that we have on this version of T'Challa, what they seem to be signaling that they're willing to do with T'Challa, and this is animated television, so it take it with a grain of salt. But let's stretch it out and say that the same attitude about how he is used in animation is the same attitude about how he is used in live action. And let's say they take the same tenor of, oh, well, if he was alive, it'd be so different. So we had to go another way. And we asked Coogler and he gave us great ideas. And the great idea is to have a non-speaking Black Panther, or not a Black Panther at all. It's just to upgrade Shuri and little nephew down there. Right. That's a Billy. That's a Billy to y'all. That's going to earn $1 billion.
Like, are we saying like
it's going to earn $1 billion?
In live action, he doesn't speak?
Or it's not T'Challa at all, and it's to Junior and Shuri tag teaming Black Panther on the Avengers teams. That's a Billy.
I'm with Stamina. I reject the bastard every waking day since knowing of his existence.
I wanted to wrestle you into saying that a Secret Wars movie without T'Challa was going to make $1 billion. I just wanted to hear it come out of one of y'all's mouth.
Anyways, we'll keep reading some of this.
No.
I still think. I think without him it does, because it's not him that they're going to prefer. As I've said many times when we've talked about recasting T'Challa, here's how they're going to do it. They are not going to call this bastard Toussaint. They're not going to call him Bastard. They're not going to call him T'Challa. They're going to call him T'Challa. And he's going to be a male Black Panther that all the people that were in the Den of Nerds were like, yeah, as long as it's a male Black Panther, I'm on. Those same people are going to be on board with that, because they're.
Are they going to acknowledge in that same movie that this is the T'Challa that we saw in Wakanda Forever?
I don't even know if it's going to be the kid. It could be a variant that says, hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm gone.
Are they going to acknowledge that this is not our MCU T'Challa? Are they ever going to acknowledge? If they don't, then it's T'Challa. If they
What do
never
you, what do
acknowledge
you
it,
mean if they don't acknowledge it?
you're saying that they're just going to call him T'Challa and try to make it a seamless.
Oh no, they're
one-to-one.
going to acknowledge it. I've given examples
Okay.
with that. I've said I
When,
think
when
Sam's
they
going to be like,
acknowledge
"Hey,
it,
I knew your
it will
father."
set their expectations back down to where they should be.
Yeah, they're
The
gonna
hype
acknowledge
and
it.
luster that you got by calling him T'Challa and getting people's, oh, we got to recast T'Challa. The moment you acknowledge that this is the kid, a variant of the kid, it's another derivative character, it goes right back down to where we started before we got on all of this.
I want to be specific because you just said the kid, a variant of the kid. The problem is not the youth or the age of this kid. It's that he's not T'Challa. No, you can make him older, which is what
age. I said nothing about
no,
it.
it's worth saying. It's worth saying. It's believe me,
Okay.
it is worth saying that.
I got you.
That we call him T'Child and all that stuff. Our beef is not that he's young; it's that he's not T'Challa. He's a substitute character.
Right.
He impedes on getting T'Challa on screen
He's
with his existence.
derivative. He's inherently lesser. And the minute that they tell you, hey, this is the kid from the blah 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 blah, okay, so it's discount T'Challa.
We look at it as discount T'Challa.
I
If
think
you
you
go
can
ask
send it
an
to the
overall
audience as well.
you ask
You
a
can-
overall Marvel going fan. I don't think
if
I
you
just
ask
don't
them
think
now,
they're
but again, I'm not of the mindset that all consumers are conscientious about how they spend. They're more so signaled to where to spend their dollar. The vast majority of people, those signals apply negatively as much as they apply positively. Superheroes work a certain way. They work off of reputation. They work off of gravitas. They work off of what people feel and what it makes them think of. There you go. Familiarity. That's what I was trying to get to. So when you come with derivative versions, those versions usually fail, or at very least come in lesser than the originals, because they are telling the audience, this is Superman light. This is Batman light. This is Diet Wolverine. This is a lesser version of what you are accustomed to. Ballerina is a great example of this. They had John Wick in that movie, but it was De Armas's movie. She was the lead. So the reason why all the other John Wick movies are doing, better than that one is because one leans on the main character and the other one has a derivative character. It's not bulletproof. None of these IPs are bulletproof.
Oh, you said the word there. IP.
Yeah, but that was also called
Toussaint.
Ballerina.
Toussaint is an IP
character
that didn't exist 59 years ago. Toussaint is an IP that no matter how hot Toussaint gets and you make him older and you only call Toussaint T'Challa and you got a great actor, the guy from Long Walk, you get him to play and where Dancing Idris is playing Toussaint and he's calling himself T'Challa, 3 movies, making an appearance in Avengers. No matter how big this guy gets in 10 years and 12 years and 15 years, things are going to reboot. Things will return to ground zero. And that IP that we all just invested in has become a depreciating asset. He won't exist. They're going to go with main T'Challa again. And it's like a waste of time. You get it? It's not an investment. I can't get excited for a character who is not going to be here long term. And I know that since 1938, you've had Superman going strong. And these superheroes are long term. Iron Man is long term. Spider-Man is long term. Hulk. We get them over and over again. We get them re-envisioned by new actors and over again. I will not back a substitute version of T'Challa who is not him, a separate intellectual property, because I know that thing won't exist in the future. There's no long-term plan there. It's a waste of time. That is my issue. And if anyone who's telling you, well, you still get a black male, you still get representation, tell them that.
I think it's just a weak presentation. I think it's a weak. No, they don't. They don't. And if they're going to walk head first into a calamity, then we'll coach them through it. But I think when you are, if the idea of putting out, so okay, let's look at it this way. When they know that they have a Captain America problem, did they go get another Captain America that wasn't Steve Rogers?
It looks like they got Steve Rogers in Doomsday.
When they had an antagonist movie problem, they went and got Robert Downey Jr. Not a guy who looks like Robert Downey Jr., not a Robert Downey Jr. light. They went and got Robert Downey Jr., right? All of the people that y'all were just telling me about that they're bringing in, they're not doing new X-Men characters. They're doing Cyclops. They're doing Jean. They're going to do Mystique, right? They're Ian McClellan and Patrick Stewart. They're doing the ones that we know and love. Okay. I think the jumping off point will be, like you said, if they're just going to call the kid T'Challa and let it run that way, if they decide then at that point in that same movie to acknowledge, okay, it's not the T'Challa you know, at that point, this is how I believe it's going to work. The audience entrance is going to dip. It is even if you can convince me that there's still a lot of people out here that don't want T'Challa recast, it's at very least a very controversial statement to make in the middle of a movie, right? To say that we're recasting this character, and that at least would carry some interest. What's going to dwindle the interest is saying, oh no, that's not the real T'Challa, it's the other one. Okay, all other ones fail. All other ones fail.
That group of people you think are going to be upset that T'Challa has been recasted, they're getting smaller and smaller, because I feel like the feedback coming from this, somebody mentioned it in chat earlier, the feedback from this has been very on our side of, this is getting a little bit too crazy now. Why are they still not having T'Challa on? I'll find these tweets and these comments, but it's a growing sentiment, and it's coming from people who I don't interact with on Twitter. It's coming from all over the internet. T'Challa can't be shelved for this long without us going, no, you're doing this intentionally. You probably understand the effects, great positive effects of a black country, of an African nation that was not colonized, with a superhero who is smart and runs it. He's also happens to be the king, muscular, all that good stuff, the premier human being. They don't want that. It wasn't supposed to make as much money the first time around. And I think that these theories that we have are only being confirmed after 5 years. He can't be a voice on Marvel Zombies because, Chadwick Boseman. Can't have anyone else voicing him. Marvel Studios. Now, in the video game that we saw the other day on like the Secret Invasion, the Cosmic Invasion video game, we heard him saying things like Wakanda Forever. And in Marvel Rivals, we heard him. And in other projects, we hear T'Challa. Some other projects. But when it comes to Brad Winderbaum and the Andrews guy here from this article, the company policy, and when they involve Ryan Coogler, the company policy is no T'Challa. He is banned. The quote from Andrews is that the producers and writers to be with him in some strange way. After all, this is still Boseman's version of Black Panther, regardless of his death. Winderbaum added that during production on Marvel Zombies, the producers showed an early animate to the Black Panther director Ryan Coogler to get his feedback, and the filmmaker had some great ideas that greatly improved T'Challa's scene. Now that I read that a second time, they're just trying to say it was him. Don't blame us. Yeah, he had some great ideas. So anything that you see in there you question about, just know that Ryan Coogler added things to it.
I want him to realize that they keep doing that to him. Nate Moore did that to him time and time again. Kevin Feige does that shit from time to time. Like whenever there's a Black Panther question, they be like, well, we got to go talk to Ryan. Well, we spoke to Ryan, and then, well, at reviewing it with Ryan, he's in all of their mouths. He's in all of their mouths. They're not saying, hey, it was an internal discussion, or even falling on the sword and saying, I made the decision or anything like that. They're like, yeah, well, we spoke with Ryan and blah, 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 they skip. If he hasn't already recognized it.
Is that an Ohio thing? You say blase, blah, skip. Well, I never heard blase skip together, though.
Blase skip, no?
No, I heard rete-te. I heard but blase skip. I never heard that one.
No? Darius? Is that foreign to you? Okay. I was about to say, I didn't think it was that regional.
He's watching Jon Stewart's show.
I'm not.
Back to the article. Side tour, detour. Anyways, let's go. So the showrunner also revealed that Boseman would have received his own Star-Lord T'Challa spin-off show. That would have been made before Marvel Zombies, referencing the What If episode, called What If T'Challa Became a Star-Lord? I've heard Chadwick Boseman or interviews of Chadwick Boseman saying how he thought it was so important to take this role of the What If, because now we get to envision a black character who's in space, and it's got nothing to do with slavery. It's got nothing to do with all that negative stuff, right? All that blase skip and all that stuff. I heard that, and now I guess Boseman was in talks and was gonna take that Star-Lord version of the character even further and spin out into a Marvel Zombies. That sounds awesome, and I wish we could have gotten that. And there's no reason why we couldn't keep getting it. T'Challa's an important character. The morbid attachment of this actor to this character is crazy wild, and they keep leaning behind the emotions, and this is how we respect Chadwick Boseman. Your thoughts, guys, on Star-Lord T'Challa getting a spin-off show that would have happened if he was still alive?
Man,
I
you're
thought
picking
so.
up on the colloquialisms, huh? You're picking up on the sayings and vibes and whatnot.
Allen Iverson used to say that this, that, and the third.
A third.
One thing's for sure, two things for certain. I love those Allen Iverson stuffs, but I love Allen Iverson.
Shout out to AI.
You know,
No thoughts on the Star-Lord?
No.
No, I don't like any of this. I don't like them using his death even at this later date as an excuse for not repurposing the character. Like, again, if there's an edict, if it's one person's decision, then somebody's just got to be brave enough to say that, man. Like, but to continuously put it at the feet of this man's death as if he's eternally tied to the character, that's disrespect. Like, this man has loved ones. He has a widow. Do you think that every 5 years when there's an opportunity for T'Challa to be used, that she wants to hear you bring up his name as an excuse for not doing it? Is he just a permanent, like, whammy card to pull out whenever you need an excuse? They lean on it so heavily. It's hard to believe that they have well-meaning intentions behind any of it. At a certain point, if you're grieving somebody, you want to stop bringing up the fact that you're grieving. You don't want to continuously be talking about the sadness that you are experiencing all the time. Doesn't go away. You don't want to keep vocalizing it over and over and over and over and hear other people who didn't know him vocalize it over and over and over again for business decisions.
So when I start and I talk about how this is disrespectful to him, yeah, this is an insult to Chadwick Boseman. This is an insult to his wife. This is disrespectful to them all around. We have reached the point. It's not, at some point, we're going to reach the point. We've reached the point where this shit is just mad disrespectful to Chadwick Boseman, who was a human being who was alive, whose goal in life, dying, was to propel T'Challa and have this black superhero be just as big as Batman.
Literally on his deathbed, still working T'Challa roles, still
with
trying
the
to get
to
this
work on
content
Star-Lord.
out. Like, it is as clear as day as where that man's mind was. And to hear these people twist it into shit that fits their narrative is just it's nasty, man.
He wanted a Star-Lord T'Challa. You know, if he was still alive right now, we'd be honoring him by not doing the Star. If we could bring him back to life after 5 years, and we can pop it in, all the Dragon Balls have been collected. We make a wish. Chadwick Boseman's back alive. Hey, yo, you died 5 years ago, and guess what? T'Challa was nowhere to be seen. Chad, gotcha. Con forever. You think? What do we think of Chadwick Boseman then? You remember how you wanted to do a show spinning out where Star-Lord T'Challa becomes Star-Lord? Yeah, we didn't do that. You happy? Like, yeah, they gotta ask themselves.
Yeah, he wanted to have a film where he was basically on summer vacation with his son and teaching him things. That's what he wanted. I wouldn't even tell nobody that. I wouldn't have said that. Making the movie that you made, I wouldn't have told a soul that. Wouldn't have told anybody. Would have taken that to my fucking grave.
And now
you ended up making the movie that you made. He wanted to have a National Lampoon's in Wakanda, and you made the saddest movie in MCU history.
He wanted to address fatherhood and blackness in a movie, and we just wished him back with our Dragon Balls 5 years later, and we told him, yo, the movie we made, you die in the beginning of it. and Wakanda's in shambles.
And then we spend the next 90 minutes talking about it.
All of the actors cried when they played that trailer at San Diego Comic-Con. They couldn't contain themselves. It was so emotional that
And then they all stood around and championed as your role was posthumously retired.
I just think that they got, and if you don't understand the Dragon Ball reference, basically you can wish someone back to life. And if you can do that and ask Chadwick Boseman right now, 5 years later, about what he thought about what was handled, he's not going to come back and say, you guys did freaking awesome. That's what I wanted. I never wanted T'Challa to reach levels after me. No, I only wanted him to be remembered as me. You guys are so amazing. You are pissing on this man when you do the decisions you've been doing and icing the greatest Black character, the most impactful positively in any fiction. What am I reading here? Ash Crossman, right? Crossan. He was one of the writers or one of the directors or something. So Ash Crossan says, there are some highly emotional moments, and I'll tell you the one that got me. Correct me if I'm wrong. T'Challa appears, and I believe he doesn't speak. That felt very poignant to me because I don't think we've seen him in the MCU since Chadwick Boseman's passing. Even in animation, it felt highly emotional for me to watch. What did that choice mean to you? And how did you come to the decision to not have someone come in mind and voice that role? And Brian Andrews says, yeah, for all the reasons you laid out, that's why we chose to have Peter narrate that moment. Reminder, Peter Parker isn't being voiced by the MCU's version of Tom Holland.
Wait, what reason did he lay out? He just asked you what led to the decision. What reasons did he lay out?
For all the reasons you laid out.
What were the fucking reasons?
That we haven't seen him in the MCU since Chad died. It felt highly emotional for me. Yeah, there was no reasons. I don't see it.
Oh, fucking hell.
Well, that's why we chose to have Peter narrate that moment. We didn't have Chadwick. If we had Chadwick, it would have been completely different choices. If we had Chadwick, he would have had his own Star-Lord T'Challa spin-off show long before we did the zombie thing. But being able to revisit his character in that way, the way it plays out, it was another way to be with him in some strange way, even though there were no words. You know what I mean? It's still Chadwick's Black Panther, and that's insanity. Rad. It's still Chadwick's Black Panther, and that's rad. So they thought it was more important to tie T'Challa in What If to Chadwick Boseman than to have the greatest Black character ever
actually put the fucking character. They're so sad that they can't write the character and do spinoffs and show shit that they won't write the character and do spinoffs and show shit.
Don't you understand how limiting T'Challa makes us love Chadwick Boseman more?
Oh my God, man. We're so depressed that we can't keep telling these stories, that we are actively not going to tell these stories because
I remember seeing that the Christopher Reeve documentary that we had is going to be, the creators of that are going to do one for Chadwick Boseman. I saw one saying that. But the Christopher Reeve documentary talks a lot about how he helped Superman. We're not doing that with Chadwick Boseman. We're not going because Chadwick Boseman did such a good job. It allowed for T'Challa to reaching heights that never happened before. We're not affording him the privileges that the accomplishments that Christopher Reeve accomplished. We are actually robbing him in name of honoring him. This is disrespectful. This is anti-Black. This shit is intentionally disruptive. There's no way I can support this from them, and I have to ask myself, what am I going to do about it? There's more quotes. This one's from Brad Winderbaum. And we actually showed an early animatic to Ryan Coogler to get his notes, and he had some great ideas in that sequence that were really additive. Ryan Coogler added things to this. Ryan Coogler did not say, Hey, yo, T'Challa's not speaking. That's my Ryan Coogler voice. Ryan Coogler didn't say, that's not right. Hold on a minute. Chad wouldn't want this. I knew him. Ryan Coogler is such a spoke in this wheel. He's such a destructive force. When it comes to T'Challa, Sinners was amazing. But in the matter of T'Challa, it's so apparent that he is guilty. Kevin Feige is guilty too, and Nate Moore too. But this man is a guilty party in this. You mean you couldn't speak up? You had additive notes to this. very scared to see what these additive notes are. Could be we put a new kid in this movie for T'Challa. Yeah, his son, T'Child. He's gonna get older and he's gonna become Black Panther. Get used to it. Ryan Coogler's additive notes scare me. I've had it up to here with Coogler when it comes to T'Challa. I'll support him if he does some other thing with Michael B. Jordan leading. I'm definitely going to give that my money, but I don't think, man, I don't know. I really just don't know. I'm at the point like, yo, I got to do something about it, right? So what I do, stop giving Coogler my money, stop giving Nate Moore my money when he's on Survivor. Like, what am I going to do about it? What are we going to do about it, chat?
He's on Survivor?
Nate Moore is.
Shut up. My man said, I'm about to go live in the jungle for a little bit.
Yeah, he's a fan of that show.
I'm about to go rough it. Yeah, no, I think I said most of what I can express for all of this. I will say though that if this is, and it very may well be, but if this is the same attitude they are putting in or they're having towards Wakanda proper there in the MCU, put the fries in the bag. Put them in the bag. Put the fries in the bag. Wrap it up. This thing's through. Secret wars, no wars, the war games. Don't care. Not happening.
He really is doing Survivor.
That's crazy. Man said, I'm about to go live rough. I'm gonna detach from this hectic lifestyle of Disney.
This title thing here says, meet Nate, a Hollywood producer channeling T'Challa to enhance his gameplay.
No, it didn't. I didn't say that.
Fuck you, Nate Moore.
No,
fuck
it did not.
you. Fuck you.
He did not say channeling T'Challa. So now we know why T'Challa can't be back out there. Because I can't play him. It wasn't enough that I was executive producer. I wanted to play him.
Oh, wow.
Was that a quote from him?
Nate is goofy.
Did he quote and say, I'm channeling my
He
inner
said,
T'Challa?
I'm channeling T'Challa.
No, CBS Survivor put that as their caption. Meet Nate, Hollywood producer channeling T'Challa to enhance his gameplay. I'm trying to see in this 51-second clip he mentions T'Challa, though.
Please share.
He did say comic books. Hold on. He's mentioned Captain America. He just mentioned Black Panther. He just mentioned T'Challa. I'm sending you this video.
The people of our time today are
I
absolutely
didn't even know this man
They are
was
shameless. Mr. We got to make the movie we can make. And if you don't like that, fuck off, basically. That guy is now channeling T'Challa. Hey, Nate. I'm hitting with the Tony Yayo face.
He's in the. Oh, that's funny. Oh, he said. It's funny.
Here, this video here.
Meet Nate.
I got on Survivor. I didn't want to be.
Hold up. Let me get the volume right. Let me get the start of the video.
I actually learned how to swim because I knew if one day I'd got on Survivor, I didn't want to be the black guy who couldn't swim.
Yeah. That's the first thing out of your mouth.
A town called Clovis, California. I'm the youngest of 4, and I had a single mom. I loved 2 things: movies and comic books. Moved to Los Angeles when I was
a lion, motherfucker.
Working in film, which culminated in producing movies such as Captain America: The Winter Soldier and Civil War, the Black Panther movie, and the sequel for Marvel Studios. I think Survivor is a game built for T'Challa, for the Black Panther. He's physically capable. He's intellectually incredibly smart. He's kind to people, but also knows that there's a greater good that needs to be served. I know there's not a lot of older people in this game, so there's not a lot of people who are leaving behind children like I'm leaving behind, and a wife that I love. And that stuff is tough. My youngest daughter said to me before I left, she said, I hope you don't make the merge so you can come home early.
Well,
Well, it's nice that he can separate Chadwick Boseman from T'Challa, right? That's all we've been asking for. Fuck this guy.
Boy, that's funny.
Fuck Nate Moore. Fuck
No,
Ryan
he
Coogler.
did not.
Fuck Kevin Feige. And if you want to be down with Disney, Marvel Studios, fuck you too. Everyone associated with the destruction of the greatest black character ever and the continued off-screen presence of T'Challa can't even be voiced. Fuck all of you.
I'm really mad he said that shit about swimming. I didn't want to be the black guy who couldn't swim. It's giving off. Yeah, they say
wife?
things like they say man's bad, and it's really stupid. It's really dumb when they say it. It's not cool at all. That's what it's giving.
Drake.
Cause black people don't swim, and I want to be the good black.
Doesn't?
Yeah.
Earlier in this stream, I did mention that the reception has been on our side, and I'm gonna read that tweet that I saw. The tweet came from the Spider-Man, I guess, whatever the hell you call this channel, this Twitter thread. Spider-Man News. Scene featuring Black Panther and Marvel Zombies will be narrated by Peter Parker, Spider-Man, since Chadwick Boseman unfortunately passed away before recording for the show. What? Tom Holland ain't even playing Spider-Man in this. I'm sure the one who's replaced Chadwick can narrate. Seems strange to me. These top comments are saying different situation. Let me go to there. A little different. Let me go to the top comments. Good update. Why can't every other character get recast except for T'Challa? Let's not forget this character existed before Chadwick played him and deserves a chance to continue. That's from Andre Ware. Actually fucking ridiculous that the first black superhero in mainstream comics is unplayable in any medium besides comics, and in said comics the nigga don't even have an ongoing.
No.
God damn. Are we never getting another Black Panther actor again or what? Fuck is the point in even having him in the show then? Batman has dozens of voices. What does Chadwick Boseman have to do with anything? It's bizarre. Well, like, I think they should use a new actor. T'Challa has existed since the 60s. He's been around long before Chadwick, and he'll be around long after. The growing sentiment online.
That's fine. Yeah, either these people are new, or they've just kept their thoughts to themselves. But that's great. The sentiment can grow all at once, and I'll be the negative Nancy. That's fine. Ryan's gonna do what he wants to do. We've already seen here that they still have to go to him. We've already heard from Bo. They still have to go to him. He's gonna do his story. He's gonna do his story, and I don't think he gives a flying Fruitville Station who the fuck that bothers. He doesn't care. He doesn't, because he's gonna finish his story. He's gonna finish his story. Right. He doesn't care who that bothers. And if people are like, "Oh, well, fuck you, Ryan," he's like, I think this is his last movie with Marvel anyway. I personally, this is last movie with Marvel because he wants to go do. He said he wants to do original things, so he's gonna leave a big fucking fart in the room, and that shit's gonna linger because he's gonna do what he wants to do, and it's going to affect it's gonna have long-term effects on the rest of the Black Panther franchise.
And Feige enabled it.
So yeah, the sentiment can grow. I'm glad everybody's finally waking the fuck up. It took 5 years, but yay, here. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. Let the sentiment grow more. You should have been here saying the same things then, so it didn't take 5 years for them to still think that this shit was okay. But because they had validation from other people thinking that this shit was okay, they thought it was okay. So they're going to continue to do this. This
Good
is just
point.
that's yeah. Again, I'm not trying to gatekeep. I'm not trying to sound like one of those people. Yay, you're here. You're 5 years too late. You're 5 years too late.
So when the trailer for Marvel Zombies came out, Darius was the first to say, we should take advantage of this because it's not actually T'Challa. It's going to be really T'Challa. He's going to be on screen. We have to show respect. We have to show out for this character. Maybe that's the day we can make it a trending day. And I was listening and I nodded my head and I said, that makes sense to me. And I said, yeah, absolutely. Give it some watch time and everything. This is not, I'm not there anymore. I am stepping away from everything that I said 2 weeks ago. This new information that has been added no longer makes this the celebration of T'Challa that it could have been. It's actually evidence that they're prolonging the problem. And so trending day or whatever participation that you thought I said I would have done on the 24th, Darius, that's all you. If you still want to do it, maybe you also change your mind. But this news update that T'Challa...
Anyway, I'm not doing that. No, because like I said, it's not going to change anything. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to change Coogler's mind. And from my understanding, he didn't even have social media. It ain't like he sees shit anyway. So.
Yeah,
but I think that it was a good idea when it lasted. When Marvel Zombies was using T'Challa, and we thought, "Oh, this is great. Let's talk about it. Let's focus on it. Let's highlight it." Now it's not a celebration anymore. This is actually just the regression, and I don't want to celebrate that or focus on that.
It's a big regression. It's very frustrating. Even in the position I have been in, sitting in a while with my opinion on where it's going, it's still very frustrating. I agree with one of the comments there. What the fuck, have him in there? There's no point in him even being here if it's just going to be a montage of Peter Parker narrating the events from the last time we saw them and What If. No point in having him there. It's just, but hey, they called Coogler up. I guess the crew that never met Chad thought it'd be some weird way for them to reconnect with Chad in death.
Yeah. It's like he's there.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, okay. Tell you what I don't do. I didn't know Chad. I mourned him in 2020, but I'm not. When I watch, or when I do find the time to rewatch the Black Panther film, it's not some weird Ouija board moment for me to reconnect with Chad. I'm not trying to summon Chad. I'm not trying to work or feel this like Chad's here and I have his approval. I'm not. It's just it's very weird. Again, I've said it before. It's weird, but hey, like we ourselves said, better help, because I think that's at the point we're at right now. I mean, that's the point you're at. You are at a point of speaking to someone, and I'm specifically talking to these Marvel Zombies crew. And I don't know these people. Maybe you did know Chad. Maybe you met Chad. I don't know. Maybe y'all hung out. Could have been best friends with him. I don't know. But that crew specifically, 5 years later on an animated something or another, yeah. And maybe they did work with Chad, because maybe these are the same animators from the What If, whatever. So if so, they worked with him there.
I'm very done with that concept. Not recast T'Challa specifically, but on that single day where we would be like, yeah, everyone make sure you put watch time into the Marvel Zombies episode where what? He's being narrated and he doesn't have a voice actor, and it's
this brother's
tribute.
Not going to speak. No. Man, let me tell you something. I didn't express it here on the show or anything like that. I wasn't like posting about it on Twitter. I was low-key very excited to see this. And now when I saw that today, I was like, you know what?
I'm so demoralized right now. I got the same face Marcus has inside my heart for recast T'Challa, because it's proven. This is the second we're hearing of it, that Ryan Coogler will get notes from people creating something in an animated show, and it's not even the same universe.
Like in the animated world, this man has to give you the okay. It's preposterous. Yeah,
bro probably has to call this nigga. Hey, we're thinking about doing a new T'Challa figure. Want it to look like Chad or not? Okay.
Nobody is untouchable, man. And as good as a run as Ryan is on right now, nobody is infallible. It's only going to take one of these things to tank, especially for a Black. And I'm not encouraging it. I don't want him to fail. I want him to do the right thing. But I'm just saying, it is such a slippery slope for a Black creator, and he's in their graces right now. I pray that somehow, some way, he figures a way back to center, back to where we started, and is not so wrapped up into what he thinks is the best, because we've seen what he thinks is the best. We've seen what direction that leads us into. And I'm not going to get on board with that direction in general. So
Coogler's really a gatekeeper of T'Challa. Tough. Maybe this is from King Chad 42. Nice name, I get it. Maybe my favorite superhero never coming back, and maybe Marvel will always be evil. Well, let me say something. It's not about him being our favorite. It's his racial impact. Like, even if I didn't like him as much as I liked other characters, like him being my favorite superhero, that is not behind this this like consistent need and voice of his representation, why it's important. I want to read some more of these chats, and I know Marcus doesn't. If you want to step out, Marcus, and if Darius, or if you're okay.
Oh, I'm with Marcus.
You're with Marcus? Damn, I really wanted to read these chats. You know what we could do? We could do the thing. Yeah, fine. We could do the thing though where you guys end streaming on your ends, but like it'll continue streaming on my end. So if everyone wants to continue on Chillmonger, I want to read what you guys have to say. It's important to me. I've been thinking about it all day. But let's do an outro for Pantheon, guys.
You gonna read all the comments in chat? Read the 4 or 5 we got. You know, that's still trickling in.
I'll be here a half hour or maybe even an hour. I really want to stick around.
Those thoughts, that is fine. I adore every single one of you here. I appreciate all of you.
Sure.
I need and I think I've said this before, but I mean it this time. Until I hear something from Marvel Studios, I'm out on the combo. Because I can add nothing more of value to this conversation. There's nothing more I can give you. There's no hope. And I don't want to be the thing that continues to shit on people's hope. So until Marvel Studios gives me something, I have nothing more to add to this conversation.
I didn't know this was going to come today. I did not know that Marvel Zombies was going to happen with no voice actor. The lengths that they go to surprise us with these new topics is wild. Anything you two want to say on your way out?
That's it for me, man. You know where to catch us Sundays live at 4:30. For any football fans in the chat, we got a big college football show at 11 going on every Saturday. So tune into that on House Divided. Make sure you tune into these guys. They like to stream without me throughout the week and steal all the topics. So you make sure you tune into them. And that's it, man. Good night.
Lauren said him was mid.
I've now removed.
I've been hearing that, and I'm not happy about it. I'm on your head, Justin Tipton.
Lawrence, do you agree with the statements that it is one of Sean Wayne's best performances of his career?
Jedi Mike says it's only a 5 out of 10. Let me leave on the side of the back of the bus if you want the link to my channel where we're continuing. It's in the chat. So goodbye, back of the bus, people. And your turn, Darius.
Yeah. As always, like I always say, be back. Chill and I should be live tomorrow. If something changes, I'll let you know. Back on Monday for sure. Yeah, and like I said, when it comes to T'Challa right now, I have to hear things from. I need to hear it from them. I need to know what they're doing or what's going on or whatever. But scoopers and interviews with animation artists, I'm cool on. There's nothing more. So, but yeah, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Have fun with Chill.
Later. And there goes Planet Fanatics. Just